Good afternoon on this lovely sunny Wednesday. I've just sat outside to eat my lunch. It was glorious. If you like the sun, perfect. And I'm sorry if you don't like the sun. I'm sorry. But I do love it. I just love it. Anyway, right, this is a craft along today. So this is super exciting for me. I've done, and I've only been here a few months, I've done 5 or 6 craft alongs, but I've always been over there. I've never been over here. So today, the craft along is with our fabulous Craig, and I've got to stand here and be quiet while he does it. We'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. So no, this is going to be absolutely fantastic. So Craig, are you ready? Are you ready and raring to go?
I am ready. I am raring to go. Now this one, I thought what we'll do is let's go very, very bright. Because originally it was meant to be Debbie here today. We've done a bit of a change about. So I had a couple of days to prep a few bits and pieces. And I thought, well, seeing it was meant to be Debbie that was here. Yep. And on Tuesday, it's both Debbie and myself's birthday. So I thought, let's do something bright and vibrant and gorgeous, just like Debbie is, and then this could actually go for a birthday card for her.
Perfect.
That's exactly what we're going to do. It is, of course, using our 3-in-1, and it is using them in all 3 ways. So you can be using them separately, just the dragonflies, also then going to be using the surrounding, and then also using all 2 of them together. So that's covering the 3 ways in which you can use them.
That looks perfect.
Quite simple and relatively straightforward. So this is what the craft along's all about. But of course you can't do it without your crafty ingredients. So you may have already seen them across on social media, but if you've not seen them just yet, you've still got a chance to go and grab them. And if you want to make exactly what I'm going to do, you're going to need your Daisy and Dragonflies, your 3-in-1 create a card. You're going to need your Gemini, ideally your large Gemini for this one, a scoreboard and scoring tool. You're going to need your Sarah's Signature Dancing Dragonfly. This is your Navy Pearl card, Dragonfly Dream Set, and some seam binding ribbon. You're going to need white multi-purpose cardstock and your stitched oval dies. You're also going to need your red liner tape pen, your water reactive inks. I've used Lemon Tonic, Parakeet and Ocean Blue, a clear sparkle overlay, your Carnival Gilding Flakes set. I'm going to be using the Lapid Blue, Gilding Flakes toolkit. You're going to need your glue of choice, adhesive of choice, a blending tool and your 3D glue gel slash tacky glue, and I'm also going to say slash foam pads if you want. So really it's kind of like all the glues thrown in one, and you'll see why you've gone in with a number of different glues throughout this craft along. So that's what you're going to need if you so wish to make exactly what I'm going to do. You might want to change it, that's completely up to you. Do you know what, you might not even want to do what I'm doing, you just want to be crafting along at your own speed. You can do as well, the choice is yours, but I am going to finish getting myself sorted.
Okay, that's perfect. So while Craig gets himself sorted, let's have a look at these 3-in-1 dies. And as Craig has already sort of intimated, they are super versatile, because you've got the 2, you always get 2 dies, and if you can just see that white line, that is where this die will then pop out if you want it. So if you use the 2 together, you get this beautiful panel. So you create a card, you can see there, that is the card made. Now you can emboss with these as well, so they die cut and emboss. But if you just want to use the outside, you get the frame. If you just want to use the peacock, you get that. So as you'd expect, that is our floral peacock. There's 6 of these in total. You're going to get your butterfly garden, and that's the one, if you were watching earlier, that Craig used on our wake-up call. So brilliant. Then we've got our daisies and dragonflies. So this is the one we're going to be looking at today. So again, you can use it all together. You can use them in separate elements down there. Then the next one we've got, oh, isn't this really cute? This is your elegant fairy. So again, there's all the die. Use them together, use them separately, and that's the effect you get. Oh, and then you've got, look at this, celebration cake. This is beautiful. I love this, so, because you've got quite a nice big cake in the middle, so we just sort of come up the sides and then just give you that little bit of embellishment in the middle. But again, I'm looking at that one and thinking, turn that sideways, and that is the perfect place for your sentiments to pop if you wanted to. And then look at this one. This is brilliant fun. So this is your balloon bouquet, and that straight away, I'm thinking about paper piecing that. That would be brilliant for paper piecing, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? They all would, but that one just to me screamed for paper piecing. So you can buy all 6 of those today. So that gives you your 12 elements, 2 on each. And instead of paying what you normally pay, $16.99 per set, you're going to get all 6 sets for $81.55 or $95.75. But again, your platinum price is another 20% off down there, £65.24 or $76.60. Just to let you know, if you think that big budget, that big bundle is just a little bit too much, then you can get any 2. You can select 2 of the sets for £30 or $35. But as I said before, if you're a platinum member, getting 2 for $30 or $35, I think I would definitely be looking at getting the full bundle for $65.24 or $76.60. Now, if you've watched our shows before, hopefully you have, hopefully you've seen us do craft-alongs before, you'll know that as well as Craig over there doing the demo, we have one of our lovely viewers crafting along. And I had the absolute delight to meet Michelle the other week. So when we were doing our craft-along, Michelle that was when we were making the box. It was Ben and I, we were both making, she's not in there, look. And Michelle made her box, completely different take, and it was absolutely beautiful. So, oh, is it up there? Brilliant. Oh, yes, I can see that. Fantastic. So it's lovely to see you again, Michelle. And is it absolutely gorgeous down in Cornwall?
Hi, Corrine. It's good to see you too. Absolutely. Blue skies and definitely beach weather.
Perfect. Absolutely. But I hope you're going to stay with us long enough to do the craft along. So Craig's doing it with the daisies. Is it the daisies and dragonflies? Is that the one you're using, or have you got a different one?
I'm going to use the butterflies, actually. I can't seem to get away. I just love butterflies at the moment. So, yeah.
So you're going to use the butterfly garden?
Correct, yeah.
So everything Craig does, yours going to work, but you're just going to change maybe the dye and maybe the colours and all the rest of it. So that'd be brilliant.
Well, I'll definitely need his guidance, absolutely.
You won't, they'll be brilliant. So we look forward to seeing that. So I think we might as well crack on then, Craig. Are you ready to go?
I am ready.
Brilliant.
I'm ready. I'm raring to go. I've got all my bits and pieces all good, all set out. So
you're a very tidy crafter.
It's one of those things. I am when I'm here, minus the floor. We all know the story by now. Whenever I come in, today it's John and Jake, and they're like, oh, Craig's in. I do sweep up at the end of me. But my craft room at home, no.
No.
It is a bomb site. It's the one and only room that I allow myself to just have a bomb site. You know, I'm everywhere else, I'm not much for clutter or anything like that. Very simple, simplistic. But my craft room, it can be like a bomb site, certainly with the floor as well. Seems to be a rolling theme here when it comes to the floor. But yes, when it comes to here, I like to have everything sorted and organised and set up. So what we're going to do, let's bring in our guillotine, and we're going to bring in our multi-purpose cardstock. So what we're going to do is, although we're kind of creating a three-way fold out, what we're going to do to start with is we're going to take one of the sheets. Now we're going to cut it to 11.5 inches, and we're going to turn it around and we're going to cut at 7 inches. So that's the length of 11.5 inches by 7 inches. And then what we're going to do, I'm just going to set that out the way for now. We're going to come back to it just shortly. But if we take these bits out the way, and we're going to bring in our scoreboard. So if we go with the shorter edge up against the left-hand side, and then what we're going to do is, I've got my 7 inches by 11.5, so we're going to score at the 1/2 inch mark down to here. This small little panel down here, this is actually going to be one of our gluing tabs. So that is 1/2 inch, and then we're going to come all the way along to 5.5 inches and then score. So do it lightly and a few times. That's the way that I like to do it. So we've got our 1/2 inch and 5.5 inches. So again, let's just reiterate, starting from the beginning there, we've got 7 inches by 11.5, and then we've scored at 1/2 inch, and we've scored at 5.5 inches. I can set that one to the side, and then let's come back in with another piece of our multi-purpose, and this time what we're going to do is we're going to cut that plain and simply to 5 by 7. So I'm going to come in and let's just go into, let's come down to 5 inch, and then we're going to cut at the 7. So this is then going to give us our third panel. So I can set that one to the side just for a second. And then what we're going to do, this is when we're going to dive straight into the die cutting. So we're going straight in there right from the beginning. And forgive me for reiterating that one last time, just so everyone is aware. We've cut that one to 11.5 inches by 7 inches. And then we've scored it half an inch. And then we've scored at 5.5 inches. And then we've taken another piece and we've cut this one, this single piece here, to 5 by 7. This is where, you will probably just at the end trim off a little bit. I like a little bit extra just to start with. But what I want to show you is this is where what we're ending up going to have is one of them we're going to have using all 2 elements. This middle one, we're only going to use the outline of the die because we're going to put a photo of Debbie and Sarah in the middle.
Yep.
So we're not going to see that middle part. And then when it comes to the last element here, what we're then going to do is just do the dragonflies. And then this is a nice wee project to show you how you can combine all 3 3-in-1 concepts of the die. So all that I'm going to do is let's just fold and burnish them just now, because then it gives you more of a visual of where to pop your die. So I just like to gently fold them back and forward, stretch the fibres, give it a really good burnish. And what I'm going to do, you might want to change the layout, but as I said a moment ago, what I'm going to do with this little tab at the left-hand side, I'm going to do all dies, the 2 dies all together in this panel. That one is just the outline, and then this one will just be the dragonfly. I'm going
Like you
go
say,
in.
you can put them in whichever order you want, couldn't you?
Absolutely. Absolutely, you can do.
So, so it's going to be joined on the one that you've got empty at the moment.
Yes, it is.
So that's why it's a little bit bigger.
Thank you.
What does that tab at that side do?
Thank you so much for saying that. So,
oh, sorry.
there you go. I am so glad you said that one there, because what this is actually going to be, that's going to be your tab.
Right.
That's what's going to continue on to that one. So there's our 3.
Yeah. So why is that first panel a little bit bigger?
What I like to do, whenever it comes to creator cards, I always just like to have that extra little piece and then I trim it off afterwards.
Oh, right, okay.
Sometimes I might just add a border, I might go in with a ribbon, or I might go something like that.
Just curious, that was all.
Yeah, but you could ultimately, what you could just do is have 5 by 7 and 5 by 7 if you want to. But yeah, so I'm glad that you said that one there, because my little panel here, this one here, is going to go to my right hand side.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going to join the third one. So that will be all, I keep going to say all 3 of them. It's because it's a 3-in-1. I'm going to use 2 of them, 1 of them, and then 1 of them, like that one. So we're going to go in here. What I'm going to do is line that up just to my score line. We're going to pop both of them in, and with all 3 stages, what I am going to do is not only cut them, but emboss them. This is what we're saying in Wake Up Call. I highly urge you to take advantage of that embossed feature, the embossed detail within the die, and run it through with the embossing afterwards. So all that I'm going to do, I'm going into my large Gemini, of course. We're going to then do plastic, magnetic, top plate. Nothing different than you would do with any other die cutting dies that you've got from us at Crafters Companion. I'll just put that one underneath here.
So suppose if you had A3 in just plain regular white, you could have all 3 panels the same. So then you'd have your 7. You just do 15 inches by 7, wouldn't you? And then score.
Absolutely, that's exactly what I thought.
Yeah.
Me and my measurements. But no, you're right. If you want to go by A3 and just have them all in one concertina, of course you could.
But most people, or a lot of people, don't have A3 in regular white cards. So it's good that we show that, so that everybody can see how it's done.
And that is, usually, it's not with Craft Along that we purposely go with the, this isn't an awkward way of doing it. An easier way, yes, A3 cardstock. However, as you just said, more people have your smaller card than your larger card. So it's a nice way just to show how, if you do have a A4 card, you can still create this feature.
And on the other hand, you could actually make all 3 panels separately and have 2 tabs and put them off if you find it easier.
Yeah.
So, you know, there are different ways to adapt it, isn't there?
Well, that's it, because you might not have a large Gemini, but you might have a junior.
Yeah.
But you want to create this, just do exactly as you just said there a moment ago. Just do them separately, because separate panels are going to fit through your junior or your MIDI. So
that would be easy. You just have 2 panels of 6x7 and one of 5x7, and then you've got your 2 tabs.
And that is so straightforward. Really, really easy way to do it. And it's also a good way to verbally express how you can still do these on your smaller die-cut machines, such as your A5 machines. So yeah, lots of different ways in which you can create them. So what I'm going to do, I've got most of them out. So let's take that one out, take these little bits out, and then carefully remove my edge card to here. And then,
because you've embossed, that tape is so firmly embedded, isn't it?
It is. It really, really is. You know, because our tape, it is low tack if you're using it to tack bits down, if you're using it to do little bits of masking.
But you put a lot of pressure on that.
You're putting a lot of pressure on. So therefore, that's why it will tend to grab the fibres off the top layer. So I would always say, if you've got an area that will be waste, once you've die cut it, pop your tape into position there. So if it was to grab any fibres, it's not going to matter. But yeah, it is low tack tape. It's simply the power of the Gemini.
While you're poking out, can I just say hello to everybody that's joined us?
Please
so
do.
we have got so many people watching. The Pressure Craig, everybody's watching. We've got Suzette Suze, PEI. Sorry, what's PEI? Do we know what that is?
PEI.
That's what it says, from PEI. Or PE1? No. It's America, it's PEI. I think it's PEI. Well, hello, Suzette Suze. Oh, it's lovely to have you. I'm sorry, I don't know where you're from. We've got Georgianne, from Clearwater, Florida. Prince Edward Island, Suzette Susie. Yep, there we go. Right, Pam E says, hi Craig, welcome back.
Hello.
Hi Sharon, Corrine and crew from a sunny and warm central New York. I bet it's warm in central New York.
Jealous.
Christine Mahoney's here again, so's Carletta. Gloria Nolly is here from Silver Fox, watching from hot, sunny, shady Dale in Georgia. Wow, that sounds nice.
I love that name.
Rhonda is here from Oak Park in Chicago. Barbara is Buffalo, New York. Hello to everyone. And Marcel is in California. We've got Tony Mins, says hello, Craig.
Hello.
Doesn't say hello to me, just says hello to you, but there we go. Right, fair enough. I don't care. See, Jenny says hello to me and you. That's good.
You know what's going to happen now? You're going to get an influx of everyone saying, hi Corrine, hi Corrine, hi Corrine.
No, I'm only teasing. Val Lloyd says, hello from a hot Southampton. We'll be making notes to make later. Don't have these dies yet, but sure I can adapt something for my considerable stash. That's true. The craft along's all about getting that inspiration, isn't it?
It is.
Rosalind's in sunny Wiltshire, and she's watching in the garden. Wow, I like that thought.
Joy of technology, eh?
I'm not going to tell you. The next comment I had after that was about your craft room, but there you go. Inside information.
Oh, inside information.
Yeah, confirming the state of your craft room. There we go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, when they've seen it.
It's been confirmed that it is. Yeah. Rhonda says today's going to be 98 degrees Fahrenheit. It's 8 a.m. on already 85 degrees. Wow. That is warm.
That's very warm.
Nye says, hello, John and Jake, and also Craig, Corrine, Johnny, Nicola, Caitlin, and the social team. Glad to be here, and hello once again to our crafty viewers. It's sunny and pleasant in New Jersey today. Wow. Our Margaret says, Craig's crafting is the bomb. There you go.
Don't know about my crafting, but my craft room is, that's for sure.
Nice. Says,
Oh, I'm
Craig
sorry.
is my kind of creative mind. Organised and messy. Can't love crafting if you ain't going to be messy, I'd say.
Yeah.
There you go. Lots of emojis. Oh, Sylvia says, hi all, working from home. I've heard of that sort of work.
Is that working from home or is that working?
Well, it does
from
say
home?
shh. It has got a shh emoji. Yes. There we go. So absolutely perfect. So yeah, so many people joining. It's lovely to see you. Thank you for joining us. And how's that going? And do we need to check in on Michelle and see how it's all, how she's doing?
Let's do that, yeah.
Michelle, okay? How are you doing, Michelle?
I'm good, thank you.
Oh wow! Wow! Look at this.
Awesome. Look at
She's
that.
racing ahead. Wow, that looks beautiful.
I'd be a bit behind with poking out the bits because, like Craig, I didn't use my embossing mat to help me along.
Ah.
So so I've got that and sort of waiting to see what to do.
Brilliant.
Right.
Oh, wow. Well, I better let Craig crack on then, otherwise we're going to get told off for talking too much. So absolutely brilliant. So yeah, where do we go next then, Craig?
So I've done that panel here, whereas we've got our dragonflies and of course we've then got the outline as well. So now when it comes to this next panel, remembering we've got our little tab on the right hand side, this time what I'm doing is I'm only using the outer part. And this is what I was meaning here. This is, when I say waste, of course, this bit doesn't die cut out, but because we're going to cover this with the photo, I've got my tape stuck into position
So if
here.
it marked, it wouldn't
if it
matter.
marks, if it takes fibres off, it doesn't matter, you're not going to see it. So all that we're going to do is then we're going to run this one through. Now, to note with this one here is all of the pressure is going to be focused on this bit here. So as soon as it goes through the Gemini, if you let it go all the way through, the pressure is going to be relieved at this point. So you're not necessarily going to flatten any of your emboss, but because we've got the Gemini, we've got the reverse feature, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to feed that one in, and then as soon as I hear that distinctive noise that lets me know that it's gone over that last part of the die, I'm going to pause it, reverse it.
Yeah,
there.
you heard that, didn't you?
That then gives it a double cut, also sometimes helps enable you to get all these bits out. But as I said, sometimes people, if you're die cutting one part and then you go in, or die cutting and embossing one part, you go and then die cut another part. Sometimes you can be a bit concerned about it flattening your emboss.
I sometimes put the already cut bit outside of the
That's
plates.
a good way of doing it as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Because
I think everybody's seen me do that so many times.
and it's such a good way to do that as well. It's very, you know, a simple way to do it so that it just popping out the edge of your die cut machine relieves any worries or concerns about flattening anything. But doing what I done earlier and within that last one, pop my embossing mat on, and then I'm going to then run that one through. Now, this bit with the embossing mat, personal preference, when embossing, I don't pause and reverse.
All right.
I just let it go through. Sometimes, again, this is just me, I always sometimes worry, well, what happens if we go and run that one reverse back through, and sometimes with that extra pressure, you can see the corners of your embossing mat start to ruffle up.
Right.
So I don't want that to transfer onto my cardstock. Personal preference, as I say, try it yourself at home.
I've never had to reverse with an embossing mat, so that's really good to know that if you do try to reverse it out, you might, you know, it's not the best thing for your mat.
Thing is, it's good to reverse with your die cutting because it's the pressure, it's your card going through. Once you've run it through one pass through your Gemini with the embossing mat, if you were to reverse it through, there's nothing more to emboss.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it's pointless, but it's a step that you don't necessarily have to do.
Yeah.
So what we can then do now is, once again, let's carefully start to manoeuvre this bit out. And, you know, I am being careful, but if it takes a little bit of fibres like there, I'm not
But like you say, it's
concerned.
not the end of the world because you're going to have a
Not
photo
at all.
over that at the end. When were you last on CTV?
Oh, gosh. last Wednesday.
Oh, right. Karen Wells Sorrell says, been waiting a long time for Craig to be back on CTV. He seems to have been away a long time. It's a week.
So I was away to, I was away to Scotland.
Ah, you were, weren't you?
That's right, because I finished Creative Cravens last Wednesday and then hit the road to Scotland. So I got home, it was like half midnight, 1:15, because I was clemmy sitting, dog sitting for the family dog. So I was away for 4 days, but I'd just been back and I had about a week and a half holiday before. So it does seem like ages since I was last here.
Brenda
you're
says,
not wrong, you're right.
Brenda says hello from Rocky Mount, and Karen Knight says hello from hot and humid Alabama. Heat index of 41 degrees C today. Wow.
What? Yeah. Wow.
41.
I'm just trying to think.
Yeah, about 21 here normally. You know, I always think anything above 70 degrees, which is about 28 in centigrade, is nice. That's you sort of sitting out in your shorts and little top.
Bless.
Yeah, that's how I always judge it. 70 degrees and upwards, and I'm always happy.
Well, I don't know about my little top, but my shorts, yeah. Maybe a t-shirt.
Your garden would be a nice place to sit out. I've seen pictures of your garden. Your garden would be a nice place to sit out.
Yeah, I do. I do love my garden. I do like it.
Complete opposite of ours. Ours is lots of flower beds, absolutely rammed with flowers.
Yeah.
Whereas yours is all about the lights and space.
Oh yeah, I've got my lights, my solar lights, and
the
garden
chairs,
furniture chair, and my little swinging egg cup chair. You know, that one off QVC. Let's just say it.
I can say, if you've lived up in Scotland, then it feels like tropical down here.
Honestly, it does. You know, it's come in days here and everyone's like, oh my God, it's freezing. And I'm like, oh no, this is warm. This is warm here. So yeah, make the most of it. I do like my garden. I would like to have some more plants. I'm not very green fingered. I'd love to be, but do you know what? I could kill a cactus, me, when it comes to gardening. So.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Stick with your lights. Mm-hmm. Make it look pretty with your lights.
Yes, that's exactly. I do feel bad though, because I see the birds and that coming to all my artificial plants and that, and I'm like...
Do they fly down and go, ooh? Oh, forget that then.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they literally do. So I should get some real plants, flowers, something.
Things with purple. Purple. Not crafters, but that attracts all the butterflies and the dragonflies.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, bees, yeah.
I like to see the bumblebees.
Yeah, purple then. You definitely want purple plants.
Yeah.
Purple flowers. Yeah.
Bumblebees and butterflies. I'm not one for creepy crawlies, so that's probably why I don't really like going into the garden. Yeah, I'm like, oh, no, yuck. But anyway, on a nicer note, yeah, plants, flowers, maybe one day, maybe throughout this summer we'll
create them with our cards instead, don't we?
That's it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'll just sit in the garden and colour and take my Gemini MIDI out and die cut, and I have done that before actually. I've done it. But here we go. So what I've just done on that one there is created my centre panel here with only the outline, and then we've gone in with our separate panel here, and I've gone in with the dragonflies, and this one I am going to be careful here. Take my tape off here, and then if I take all these bits out, could then, if you feel fit to do so, we could take a little break to let anyone catch up, and then we can get into the next bit, which is going to be adding all that beautiful, bright, vibrant colour from our water reactive. So let's take these bits out here. Now, don't worry about the see-through element, because we are going to back it with some of that navy pearl card, also from the butterfly collection. But what we can do now is if we take all these bits out, let's take a bit of that navy card so that you can see. So we've got our 3 panels.
Oh, that's nice cardstock.
We've got our 3 panels there. So we've got both of them together, just the outline, just the Dragonfly. So then what we can do just shortly, that's going to attach to there.
Yeah.
And then what we'll do before we take a little breather, let's turn this round. I don't need that excess element. So let's turn that one around here. And I'm going to trim off an inch. I'm going to turn it this way because I find it easier. So I'm going to turn that edge round to an inch. So I don't need it. And then there we are. So that's one done and two done.
Brilliant.
Ready to move on to the next bit when we come back to me.
I think that's a good place just to have a pause and let everybody
think
catch
so.
up, because, you know, not everybody might be quite caught up. You're generating so many comments, Craig. So we've also got Pam wants more pictures of you and Clemmy, or is Clemmy? It didn't actually mention you. She just wants Clemmy.
Clemmy.
Yeah, just wants Clemmy on there. Julie Rankin is also sitting in the garden having a cuppa. Now, Lorraine Horner says French lavender is easy to grow, and that will get loads of
I love
butterflies and yeah, and you can put that in tubs. So it will get rid of the, you won't get lots of slugs and things. There you
Okay.
go. Marcel says, Craig, don't feel bad you don't have green fingers. You have inky fingers, and that
That's
might be
very
better.
true.
And then Alison says, Craig, just get a few bird feeders. You could get a really nice stand. I've got a lovely stand.
Yeah.
And then just have bird feeders coming off it, and that'll bring the birds in.
I'll let you do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But put that on where your grass is. Don't put it on your deck. Put it where your grass is. Because, yeah, that's fine. It'll work.
I don't mind bird poop on the grass. I don't want it all on the deck.
No,
It's
put
bad
your
when you have
bird
to
feeder.
Take it off the car.
I'll send you a picture of mine, because we've got
Please
one
do.
in. Yeah, gets lots on
That'd
there.
be
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So Suzette says, Craig, I'm like you. I kill cactuses. So Pam says, question, Craig, you can watch horror movies, but you can't deal with bugs.
No. No.
She's just teasing.
Yeah,
She's just
no,
teasing.
I can't. No.
There we go.
Give me a
And Gilmore
good
says
photo.
Clemmy is adorable. But then we've got Glorious says a question. I haven't read it all through. Hi, Craig and Corrine. I'm so glad to see the embossing feature. I tried it once and my purple embossing mat was shredded and I never tried again. I don't know what I did wrong. I think I know the answer.
I think I know the answer.
Yeah,
as
go on
well.
then, Craig. For
So,
you.
well, we maybe you've seen Wake Up Call, maybe, actually, you probably didn't if you're asking that question just now. I'm going to say 99.9% chance what you've done is you've included your magnetic shim. So you've kept the magnetic shim in. So as we were saying, when you use your embossing mat, take away the magnetic shim. You know, there's, and I'm going out on quite a big limb here and say there is not a technique out there where you use both the magnetic and the rubber embossing mat. It's one or the other. So when you're embossing, it is your, let's just very quickly, let's just imagine we're away to do this one again. So what I'm then going to do is your base cutting plate. So you're going to put your magnetic shim. So think of it as though you are cutting into your embossing mat. You're not. It's incredible magic material. You're not going to cut it because it's about the pressure as well. But imagine as if you're cutting into your embossing mat. So it's your embossing mat, plastic shim, and top cutting plate. Do not put in your magnetic shim. That adds too much pressure, and as I said in Wake Up Call, that is where it shreds or it annihilates, absolutely annihilates your embossing mat. So when it comes to embossing, please make sure you remove that magnetic shim. Think of it as though you're cutting into your embossing mat. You won't, don't worry. That's what I think you've done. I think you think so as well.
Perfect. I'm going to test you now. If you were embossing with a stencil, would you keep the magnetic shim in?
No.
You still wouldn't?
No.
You still wouldn't, right,
No.
okay.
I wouldn't, no. If I wanted an extra bit of extra pressure, which I have done in the past, this is where I put my metal shim in. Yeah.
It was just me thinking out the box.
Yeah, no,
only because we were talking about the stencils on the last show with Sharon, and she was saying they're slightly thicker stencils.
right, yeah, they are
so they're
under the
brilliant
bronze.
for doing embossing with. But I was just, it makes sense, I suppose, because if you've got a thick enough stencil to stencil with, then, you need to take off a little bit of
That's
pressure,
it,
don't you?
yeah.
Perfect, thank you. I just wanted to ask those
Good
questions.
to ask away live, isn't it? And then
Yep. Perfect. So while everybody catches up, let's have a quick look at a few other things that we have got. Again, things that are going to work brilliantly with these 3-in-1 creator cards. So these are your mini sentiments and alphabets and numbers. Wow, that's a big mouthful. So it's an 8-pack. Now, normally these retail at $4.99 each. So you can see on there, they should be $39.92. But you're actually going to get 25% saving on these today and get them for $29.94 or $35.94. Unless you're a platinum member, and it's going to drop right down. Look at that price down there, $23.95, $28.75. So you're going to get a full sentiment alphabet, and I'm just going to turn that round. They are small because these are your mini dies. You can see them in there, but this might be the size that you need just to fill that little gap. You've got the matching numbers and ordinals and all the ampersands and ands and question marks and all the rest of that. So you've got those there. Then you've got congrats. So this one, I think, does that cut? That cuts. Well, it does cut out your card, but it cuts you with a border on the bottom. You've got your happy birthday. Look at that with the 2 different fonts. Isn't that fantastic? Special friend. Now these are going to be perfect for the sizing to go if you're using just that outside frame that you want to maybe put in the middle. So all of these, and again that one, that just for you, cut that out. That's going to fit in the middle of one of those sentiments. Best wishes. And also with love. Now I used the with love yesterday on one of my demos that I did. Brilliant, brilliant size. So absolutely fantastic ones that you're going to use time and time again. So maybe you don't have the Centura Pearl or the cardstock that Craig used, so maybe you want to grab this Centura Pearl bundle. So this is a brilliant deal. So instead of being $3.99 a pack, you're actually going to get them all for £30 or $50, or if you're a platinum member, £24. $40. So it's going to be somewhere between 24 and 30p a sheet, depending on where you are in your Club Inspire. So you're going to get this baby blue, and you're going to get 10 sheets of each of the colours. So that's brilliant. Now, all this Centura Pearl is all 310 GSM. So it's a lovely, lovely way, and it has that brilliant sheen on it. So you've got baby blue, baby pink, we've got dark chocolate. Now this one is amazing. I use this so much. I use this with cream card. It looks brilliant. You've got your cherry. Oh, there you go. It's a really nice red. It's a quite classy red. It's not harsh at all. It's quite sophisticated, because red can be a little bit, I think it's not got a lot of green in it, so it's, it's really, really nice. You've got your mint green. So this is quite a new one to me. I've not seen this one too often. It's not a new colour, but it's new to me. You've also got your royal blue, so where Craig's using his today, you could easily drop this one in instead. Oops. What's this one? Is this the lilac? It's not in a pack. I think this is the lilac. So that looks lovely on there. Then you've got your black. So there we go.
And I know it sounds daft, but it's a pure black.
It is. It's really good, isn't it? It's a really deep black. Yes. Then you've got your ivory. That's going to work well with the chocolate. Then you've got your Snow White, so you can just see the hint on there. And is that the same, or is that another? Is that another colour? Or where have I done all my colours?
I think there's one with
is there one more?
Gold, I think.
Is that?
I think that one's a hint.
It's not in a pack. Hint of silver. There you go. Perhaps we want to write it on the back if they're not in the packet, so that I know what they are. Hint of silver. There you are. Sorry about that. It wasn't in the pack. So let's quickly hint of silver. The Snow White, the ivory, the black, the lilac, then you've got the royal blue. There's a lot here. It's a lovely colour palette, isn't it? Mint green, cherry, dark chocolate, and the last two, baby pink and baby blue. So you've got so much to choose from there. So I mean, told maybe that's hint of gold. Oh, I think it is hint of gold, because look at that. I can see the gold sparkle coming out of there. So that is absolutely perfect. Now, if you want those, as we said, your platinum price for those today is £24 or $40. So that is perfect. Now, Michelle, are you ready? Are you all ready and raring to go with the next bit? Is she there?
Yeah, I think so. I've got my 3 panels cut out, so raring to go.
Brilliant. Okay then, Craig, what do we do next?
Right, this is where we're going to add some colour to it. And I say some colour, a lot of colour to it. You can, what I'll say at this point here is we've die cut and embossed all 3 stages. Then we're going to add the colour. If you're going to be doing this down the line or doing it again, if you want to add colour first, then die cut, that's entirely up to you. This is where personal preference comes in. I like to do all my cut and embossing, then I'm going to add the colour. But what we can do is, before we go in and add the colour, let's add our panel together. I'm going to use my red liner tape. You could use your tacky glue if you so wish, but I'm going to use my glue. No, I'm not. I'm using the red liner tape. You can use your glue if you want.
The advantage of doing your embossing, your cutting and embossing first, is you can actually see where to put your colour, can't you?
Exactly, yeah.
I think you're going to be more satisfied with the end result, because you're going to be able to pick the right places to sort of, when you're doing the techniques that I've seen on this card, where to change colour and how to do that.
And then your embossed areas, you can be more heavy-handed. You can make those embossed areas really strong with colour because you're adding that extra pressure. So this is part of the reason why I prefer to always do my cutting and embossing and then do my colourings, because you can do exactly as you've just said there. So let's go in with our lemon tonic, let's go in with our parakeet, and then we're going to also go in with our ocean blue. Don't be particular, don't be neat, do you know what, just go in, have fun, lay that colour down as to what we are away to do right now. So I'm using my square blending tools. If you want to use the circles, your finger daubers, you absolutely can. But all that I'm doing, starting with the lemon tonic, as you can see, I'm not blending it in a blend-in motion. I'm not actually wanting a seamless blend of colours together.
But also that's going to be better for your little bits, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah. You're not going to start digging them up and bending them and
shredding bits.
Shredding bits, exactly. It's a nice way just to get in that colour. So all that I'm doing is I'm selecting areas. So you can roughly select the same areas I'm doing. If you want to go all rogue and do different areas, you can do. If you want to change the colours, you can do as well. So what I'm going to do is I will do panel by panel. If you want to do all your yellows first and then parakeets and then ocean blues, you can do. But I'm going to go in with panel by panel. So if I go into these ones here. And now the dragonflies, I'm still going to add my colour, but what we will do shortly is we're going to go in with a clear sparkle overlays with us. That's going to make it nice and sparkly. So all that I need to do now is I'm going in with my parakeet. And when I'm dabbing like this, I'm not necessarily adding a lot of pressure. I'm being quite light, and then I'm building up that colour by repeating the step a couple of times.
Yeah.
Not concerned about crossing over. It's the last thing I'm concerned about. Yeah, actually, it gives you that natural flow into
it does, doesn't
your
it?
next panel. But I'm selecting certain bits into here, and then we can go in, and then we can infill with the ocean blue. Then not forgetting, you can still come back and intensify maybe some of the parakeet. If you feel the ocean blues just seamlessly blending straight into the parakeet, come back with the parakeet, go heavy-handed, add more of the yellow, or lemon tonic to be precise. But all that we're doing is we're going in, and the lighter and less time you dab on, the subtler it'll be. The more pressure, the more times you add the colour, of course, it's going to be a lot more bright and vibrant. But it's simply the case of going in and adding all of the colours that you choose to use. So work my way in, picking in sections, and then what I am going to do with this one, let's go back in with the parakeet, if I can remember exactly where I had it. And go a bit more heavy-handed.
Ah, now you've gone back in, I can really see the colour difference.
The difference,
now.
can't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
You really, really can. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in with the lemon tonic. And then it does help it blend in, although I'm not wanting a natural blend.
It's blending, but you're actually, you know, if you were to do it as a swirl, where they cross, you'd get a lot more green. So you are getting a bit of green, but you're not getting as much green.
No.
Because this is all about the blues and the yellows, so it's not going too green. But I think if you were to swirl, you'd get a lot more green tones.
Right. Absolutely.
There we go. So pretty.
And then I'm not necessarily adding more of my ocean blue. I'm kind of using what's already on it, dry dabbing, so to speak. Just these little bits, starting to blend it in. So just laying that colour down. Nothing, nowhere specific, you know, not a specific style, not blending it in as you would usually do with a blending tool. I just want to get that colour down. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to repeat the step. I'm not necessarily going to fully cover in that full centrepiece.
Yeah.
Don't want to waste my ink because the size of the die, which is the second largest oval die that I'm going to use. I'll go over it again when we do come to die cut the photo. But as you can see there, that's going to cover a lot of it. So I'm really only going to focus around the outer edge. And that's what I'm going to do with this bit
and
as well.
And you don't try to replicate the same pattern?
No, not at all. I'm just going to go in, change it. You know, if you wanted to, you can do it. But just going to go in, and that's all that I'm going to do at this stage. Corrine, is go in and repeat exactly what I've done, but only go around the edges.
Right, I think somebody's has said it's not come through yet to me yet, but they're asking where you buy these. Carol is on Facebook is saying where do I order? Go to, there we are, you can see on the bottom of the screen, we put it down there, watch and shop on Crafters TV. So Crafters Companion, www.crafterscompanion.com or .co.uk or .eu. If you click on that, you will be able to see all the products, because there is a tab of Shop the Show. And there's also a Shop the Day, I believe. But if you go into Shop the Show, then all of these items that you need will be on there. And then you can be making something as beautiful as this in no time at all. So it'll be perfect. So absolutely gorgeous. We've got loads of comments. Pam E said she loves the little alphabet. She forgets she has those. We were looking at those just a minute ago. And she loves the dark chocolate. Astrid, you see, she says she uses the cherry red a lot. It's beautiful. Now, Laurie says, I'm awake. What did I miss? Good morning from Gilbert, Arizona. Well, Laurie.
Good morning.
Oh, can we, if you weren't here, well, there, yeah, you just missed it all. You just missed it all.
We have. We've had shows,
you can see
singing and dancing.
Oh yeah, Craig was up on the tables dancing. There we go. No, we've been making this beautiful card, crafting along with Craig and Michelle. So gorgeous. There we go. Pretty colour combination. Where are we? Avril was loving Sharon's demonstration today. She will be back at 4 o'clock or round about that time doing that. Nikki also loves your loves the colour changes. Mary says, oh, pretty colour combination. Laurie says, what kind of ink are you using?
So I am using our Harmony water reactive inks. So I'm using these ones because once we have gone and added all of our colour across, we are going to use our spritzing tool and do a little bit of faux bleaching. Now, you may think, well, you're using multi-purpose card, would you not use your watercolour card? I'm not going to really saturate my cardstock. It's only going to be
a mist.
A nice little mist, a little subtle mist. So you will see a little bit of a difference. I do often use a watercolour card for card blanks because it has that sort of linen sort of feel to it, subtler, hammered style cardstock. But I really did want my multi-purpose card, my smooth cardstock for this one. So you can still get away with doing some faux bleaching when it comes to your multi-purpose cardstock. Yeah,
just don't, like you say, just don't saturate your card.
No, I personally wouldn't watercolour with it or do all my real intense water-based techniques with it.
Perfect. So Val says this is coming together really nicely, Craig, and Karen said this is looking so stunning. It really is. It's such a pretty pretty effect, isn't it? And
It's, you know, I love bright and I love vibrance, but it was something, and I was thinking it was actually a couple of weeks ago, and I did think, you know, my mattes and layers, they can be bright and vibrant, but when it comes to my inks and my colours, it's not something that I do a lot, is vibrant and bright, and I just thought, you know what, this is going to be the absolute perfect opportunity. And I was trying to think of a few ideas for the craft along. Let's just dive straight in, let's add our colours. How bright can we go? What can we do? How we can do it? And this is why I thought of these colours.
it's absolutely beautiful, so pretty. We were saying, I think we did a couple of shows the other day, and we were saying the trio of colours that we probably, combination we see the most, lemon tonic, parakeet and pink, not pink tulip, fuchsia. Those three are, we see those together all the time. So it's really nice to see one of them dropped out, and that's where you put the other blue in instead. So, you know, normally if you see the trio, you start to see your lemon tonic, then you see your parakeet, and then you see your fuchsia. But to pop that other colour in instead is really lovely, because it just shows you how you can change it around a little bit.
You can have fun. You can have fun with them. And you know, when you start to lay it down, okay, you may think along the lines of your parakeet and your ocean blues are starting to show that same sort of shade, but intensify the parakeet, and this is where you're going to see that difference in balance.
And I love how you've done, so the middle, if we take the middle one out, because it's totally different, your first and your third, your colour preference has changed.
Yeah.
Completely. So the first one, the first colour that I see is the blue.
Yeah.
That's the first colour that I'm seeing. On the third one, the first colour that I'm seeing is the yellow.
Yellow, yep.
So it's really nice. So don't try and necessarily make them a mirror reflection of each one, because then it's going to be much more individual.
Yeah, and that's me very, very simply not thinking about it.
Yeah.
Getting that colour on, and by me not thinking about it, you're either going to, your mind is going to then follow all the way through it and create that sort of same layout of colour, or as you can see here, you can clearly tell the difference between 1 and 3, and that is just by me letting my mind just not think about me trying to be over Pacific, popping it in a specific place, specific place, and laying it down that way. So
Karen says, did you choose your colours to match your photo, or does it matter?
I didn't actually. That's a good question. Usually I always start, when it comes to mats and layers, I always say, whether it's pattern paper or actual cardstock, I always start with the colour in mind, and then I work around whether it's my die cut sentiment or whether it's a topper, such and such. But no, for this one, I just thought of these colours. I like these colours. I thought of lemon tonic and I thought of parakeet, and I'd done a few little tester bits, and there was just something that was missing. Fuchsia would work, but I didn't want it to be going from one extreme to the other, because I felt we've got the lemon tonic, which is nice and juicy and sunshine, and I thought we've got this big vibrant bright parakeet, and I didn't want to have something fighting it as much as it would work, so I wanted something subtler, so I brought in the blues. But no, I went with the colours first, then I went in and kind of raided a couple of Debbie's pictures on our Facebook and printed them out.
Well, I hope Karen, that answered your question. So there we go. Right, so we're just going to let everybody catch up, because not everybody can ink as fast as Craig. That was pretty fast inking. So we'll let you watch this, all about the Club Inspire, and then maybe we'll see where Michelle is with her inking, and let Craig show us the next step of this craft along. So hear a little bit about Club Inspire.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Quick Buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash. Draw, decorate, and customize your world with the colorful Spectrum Noir acrylic paint markers. Each premium paint marker gives opaque coverage on ceramic, glass, wood, and let's not forget paper, cardstock, and canvas. These versatile markers are filled with highly pigmented premium water-based paint, offering beautiful, rich, and smooth coverage. The colors can be blended together, and the fast-drying opaque paint is ideal for layering. A 3mm bullet tip offers smooth strokes, and a precision valve mechanism allows rich and consistent flow with no clogging. Quick Buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash. Quick Buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash. Achieve crisp, precise, and perfect die cutting results every time with the Gemini Accessories Plastic Shim. The idea behind the plastic shim is that it creates a thicker plate combination, offering an even more precise die cutting result with each pass. Simply pop a plastic shim between your cutting plates and then roll through your Gemini die cutting machine and voila! An amazing precise cut every time. Plastic shims work really well with detailed or thin metal dies. So if intricate cutting is your thing, then the Gemini Accessories Plastic Shim is your best friend. Quick Buy, get yours now.
We've had to make some changes to our shipping charges and we want to keep you informed. With continued pressure on domestic shipments around mainland US, we've had to temporarily increase the cost of our regular 6 to 10 working day standard shipping service from $9.99 to $12.95 and our free shipping threshold from $100 to $125. We also have some really great news to tell you. We've introduced a brand new shipping service called Express Delivery. This is a fully tracked door-to-door service which takes 3 to 7 working days and costs $19.95. This option means you'll get your crafty goodies in your hands sooner, meaning less waiting and more crafting. We're also upgrading delivery services for our Gold and Platinum Club Inspire members who will now receive priority delivery on all of their orders. And if that wasn't enough, we've upgraded these orders to our new Express 3 to 7 day service. Your patience and understanding throughout this very busy time has been amazing. So we'd just like to say a huge thank you and we look forward to chatting to you again very soon.
Right, well, we're ready to get on with the next bit, but before we do that, let's see how Michelle's doing. How is your inking coming on, Michelle? Have you managed to catch up?
Yeah, I think so. I've had loads of fun.
Wow.
So you've got your parakeet and your lemon tonic. What's your other one?
I haven't got all of the colours that Craig used, so I've got crushed velvet, spring meadow, and the ocean blue.
Oh, lovely. What a nice combination.
Lovely.
That looks lovely.
So I took Craig quite seriously when he said we're going to go bright, so I hope I didn't disappoint.
Perfect. That's absolutely brilliant. But it just shows it, doesn't it, that, you know, that you can adapt it and do. That is lovely. So pretty. Thank you. Right. So Cassie says, love watching you, Craig. You describe things beautifully with your wonderful accent, but like me, you also have expressive hands.
Yeah, I do.
Can you talk if you sit on your hands?
Yeah, I'm very like Gordon Ramsay with my hands. Yeah, no, not vocally, of course. Not when we're live, anyway.
Laurie says, she's going to be making this. Wouldn't a Christmas version be fun? Loads of ideas for sure. Oh, I wonder which one would she use if she was doing a Christmas version? I'm looking at this. Oh, be interested. Oh, the cake would do, or the balloons.
The balloons.
Yeah, could do that quite Christmassy, couldn't you? Perfect. Right, so we've seen that a lot of you are picking up this deal today, so maybe you're making notes, maybe you're recording this, and maybe you're going to watch back. But if you think, Craig is inspiring you, and you think, yeah, I fancy making this, I really would like to have a go, or Michelle's inspired you, you like her take on this, then you need to pick up this. So these are your 3-in-1 Creator Card Die Collection. 12 elements, because you've got 6 different sets, and each set has 2 dies in it to give you your 12. Now they should be $16.99 each, but today they are on offer with a 20% saving for $81.55 or $95.75. But your platinum price, as always, is going to drop right down there, look, to £65.24 or $76.60. Now I just want to share with you, just so that you know, if you're thinking, okay, I like the one that Craig's done, I like the one that Michelle's done, maybe you just want to pick up those 2 sets, and you can pick up any pick and mix sort of combination of any 2 for £30 or $35 if that's what you want. But I think when you do the maths and see the price difference and what you're going to get buying it in the big bundle, well, I know where my sensible head would go. So if you want these, then pick these up today whilst they're on this offer. And see, you've got 20% discount. That's really good, because they did actually only launch about a month ago. We were saying these launched at a very similar time to the Gilding Flakes, and I think we all got so involved with the Gilding Flakes that a lot of people are saying they've never seen this. Our producer Johnny said, never seen these, but they have been out there about 5 weeks now, just about 5 weeks. So maybe you picked them up, maybe you didn't. But yeah, the deal is on the screen if that's what you want to get today. So Craig, are we ready to get on with the next bit?
Are indeed.
Okay.
So let's bring back in what we've done, and then let's bring in our spritzing tool. If you don't have something like this, don't worry about it. You can always put some drops of water onto your hands and flick them. And in actual fact, that's what I do like to do quite a lot. If you want a nice fine mist, you can spritz straight over the top. The closer, the more, the bigger the puddle, so to speak. You know, the further back you go, the more of the mist that you're going to get. But what I like to do is just spritz into my hand, and then I do flick on.
I do think the bigger the splats, the more visible this effect is.
Exactly, it is, isn't it? Yeah, it really is more visible. And because this is our water reactive ink, the longer you leave it, the more it's going to take away, it's going to lift that colour. So if you want it quite subtle, just leave it for maybe about 10 seconds. If you want it to be more visible, then leave it a little bit longer. Please keep in mind, though, obviously this isn't watercolour cardstock. This is just our white smooth cardstock, so I don't want to leave it too long. But then all that I'm going to do is a bit of kitchen roll, microfiber cloth, maybe another piece of cardstock. I'm going to dab and take this away. And then what you're going to get,
oh yeah, I can see that, lovely,
your splatter effects all the way around here.
Just adding in another tone, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? Yeah, it's giving you an additional, sort of like a faux embossed layer.
Yeah.
It's giving you a little bit extra depth. I'm going to do that here, so we've got more all around here, into here. You can always go back and add a wee bit more if you want, but I don't want to add too much with it being our multi-purpose card. Dab off that extra, and then we can really start to see it on this one here. Whereas we've got certainly within this surrounding area here. If you want to do a wee bit more, you could do. I'm actually happy with that, keeping that one subtler. So let's just take away some of this water that is all the way around. So let's move this one out the way. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to set that to the side for a second. And then let's bring in our navy pearl cardstock. So if you're using what I'm using, this is from our Dancing Dragonflies. And we're going to cut 3 of these to 5 by 7. So this is actually going to be our back panel. So let's go 5 inches by 7 inches. And we want 3 of these. So let's do 5 by 7. And then one more, I'm going to go in 5 by 7. So let's pop that one in, move that out the way for now. I'm not going to take away these bits for now, because these little bits, certainly this bit here, we can use shortly when it comes to our sentiment. But what we can do is bring these ones in. So we've got our 3 panels, which are 5 by 7. So this is where what these are going to be is our back panel for each of these ones. So if you want to maybe change the colour, you can do. But the reason I went in with that deep navy is because we've got such a vibrancy of colour on the foreground. It's nice to have that depth into the background. If you wanted something bright, again, you can do. That's up to yourself. What we just need to be aware of, although I've said to cut them to 5 by 7, I am going to turn them around. You may need to trim a couple of them just where you come to your score lines, because if we've got them exact, sometimes what could happen is where that joins over, it can catch. So although I'm saying 5 by 7, you might just want to just trim it just a couple of millimetres, just so it doesn't jar.
Yeah. So keep your 7, but just make your 5 fractionally. And you can do that. You can cut down to 5 by 7. Our guillotines are so good that you can then just trim off what they call it, cat's whisker. Is that what the word is? Cat's whisker with it.
In actual fact, let's just do that, just so that you can see. As you said, I'm keeping my 7-inch, so I'm keeping the height. All that I'm doing is I'm coming in and just cutting, you know, we've got real thin.
But it's going to make the difference. It's just not going to get in the way of that mechanism, isn't it? Especially if you've done it on all 3, when you think of when you've taken it off all 3.
I mean, look at that.
It's really going to make the difference.
Look at that. So even just the 2 I've done there, but that one is even thinner there.
Yeah.
And that's why I absolutely adore our guillotines. You know I do, because when it comes to mats and layers, I always say to you, it's the guillotine that I use. But as you said, even just that very fine bit. And it's the same.
You're just trying to get finer and finer with it.
I was actually, yeah. I am going to take just a little bit more off, but yeah. It can be a little bit of a competition with yourselves. You know, how fine can I get it? Can I get it any finer? So there we go. So we've got our 3 of them once again. So 7 inches, and I've just taken a couple of millimetres off each edge. So adhesive of choice, I'm going to be using our tacky glue. So all that I would say is make sure that you don't put your glue onto the back of the wings. We are going to use the Dragonfly die on its own just shortly and die cut them out again in white. But all that I'm going to do, whether you're using your tape runner, your dotty tape runner, that's up to you. I'm using my tacky glue, and what I'm going to do is add my glue onto this panel, minus the wings, stick my back piece on. I'm going to go around this surrounding centre piece again, stick this one on, and as you've guessed it, I'm going to go into that final one here with my tacky glue and add my last piece on. That's with our tacky glue.
I have a comment in here from the socials, and I don't understand it.
Okay.
Craig, I have a complaint. Craig is not saying peril enough at all.
I'm not saying...
Peril.
Peril.
Is it how you say pearl?
Peril. Yeah.
This is from Sylvia. Apparently you've not said pearl, because apparently, is it your accent?
I think it's my accent, yeah.
Ah. Say swirl.
I'm not a performing monkey, Johnny. Squirrel. Swirl. See, even Liam's just walked past there to hear it. Squirrel.
They're the same. You just said the same word twice.
Squirrel and swirl. Peril. Swirl, squirrel, peril. A pearly squirrel. A swirly, pearly squirrel.
Oh dear. Yeah. Oh dear, that made me laugh. Oh dear.
So you've got some swirls in here. I'm going to be adding some perils just shortly, but no squirrel. So there you go.
Your tacky glue will be tacky now.
I know, it will be. It will be.
Oh dear, absolutely perfect. Oh dear, that made me laugh.
Yeah, I get that a lot, you know, when it comes to the perils and swirls and swirls and, yep.
There we go. Lovely accent, Craig. It's a lovely accent.
As I always say, at least it's a Scottish accent that you can understand.
Yes.
Even I struggle with the Glaswegians and the Dundonians. Even I'm like, Dundonian, Charlotte. From, obviously, Dundee. Yeah.
So where is, my geography is shocking. So where, geography. So
No, it wasn't geography. It wasn't geography, I
shocking.
thought. Shocking.
So where is Carnoustie?
So, Carnoustie, it is, so as I always say, many people will recognise the name for if they love golfing, or their husbands or their wives or partner loves golf, because it's got the golf town. So we've got, I'm going to use my blank glass mat as an example. So we've got Carnoustie right where my finger is. And then about 10 minutes up the road, we've got Arbroath.
I've heard of that.
And then about 45 minutes up the road, we've got Aberdeen.
Right, so it's going up in that direction.
Quite, yeah.
So it's beyond Edinburgh and up that way.
Yeah, so if we come back to Carnoustie, so maybe about 20 minutes down the road, down south, further down south, we've got Dundee, then we're going into Perth, and then we're going into like Glasgow and Edinburgh.
Right.
And then further on the way down.
Right.
So right up onto...
Oh, you really do. You do have a drive on them when you go up home.
Yeah, if I leave my house and arrive at my parents' house, it's pretty much, if I was to do it non-stop, it's pretty much a bang-on 4-hour drive.
Wow.
Throw in traffic, it can be a bit longer.
Yeah.
But yes, it is. It can be a long drive.
It can, can't it?
You need the music, the playlists on.
You need to get into audiobooks.
Do you know what? I was actually going to download Sarah's.
Do you know what? I'm actually one car ride into Sarah's book. Yeah, I've got one car ride. I got it on my Audible the other day. So yeah, it's really weird. It's really weird hearing her voice, because normally I listen to lots of audiobooks.
Do you?
So many, yeah. I'll get through 2 or 3 a month probably.
Yeah.
But to actually have Sarah's voice when you're driving along, you keep looking round like, where is she?
Yeah, where is she? Yeah.
Have I done wrong? What have I done wrong? But no,
Yeah.
it's fascinating, absolutely fascinating. So yeah, I'm one car ride, which is about 2.5 hours into the book. So I think I'll get home tonight, and I don't think I won't get, it'll finish before I get to Hobbymaker on Friday if I've got my timing right.
Because that's why I need them as well. It just so happens that as of late, I've been to Scotland a few times the last couple of months. I'm not usually there that often. But yeah, taking into account, of course, have the drive to Hobbymaker, which to here to there, it's about 3.5 hour drive. And you know, I do like my podcasts, and predominantly wrestling podcasts that I would listen to. But yeah, I do like. I'm not much of a reader. When I read, it has to be a celebrity's autobiography, and I have to be really into the celebrity. But yeah, it's always for me finding the time to sit and read it. And that's why I thought, I've had a couple of audio autobiographies of celebrities in the past. And that's why I keep thinking, I should get Sarah's, because I know she's done it.
Yeah, no, I've just literally just started it. I thought, yes, I'll do that. That looks perfect. And like you say, by taking off that slither, we can just see that white bit going there. And I guess now, if I'm thinking through, that tab's going to be completely covered as well, isn't it? So we're not going to see any of that either. So
it's creating
really
a little bit of extra sturdiness to it.
Yeah.
And if you want to use it as a birthday card, do an additional matte layer with a piece of white multi-purpose or something, and stamp your sentiment or your verse or write into it.
You could always do the frame again in white and put it on the back.
Yes, you could.
And then you've got space to put your sentiment in the middle, haven't you?
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, that would be a really quite robust card then, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You okay?
So,
Yep,
brilliant. The windy pops here. The windy.
Poor Johnny thought he had to have a heart attack. Oh dear me, bless you.
No, it's just a little, the windy pops, yes.
Cassie's loving that colour through the pattern, thinks it looks really effective. Suzanne has just said she bought the large guillotine, now wants the smaller one. They are fantastic for cutting. So yeah, tune in Monday. Wait till Monday. because the deals will be brilliant. I'm back on Monday and we're looking all things core tool, from your machines, your guillotines, glues, scissors, all of them. So storage, tune in on Monday, please. So it'll be up in wake up call, and then we've got another show on Masterclass at 2 p.m. all about your core tools, and we'll convince you that you really do need the smaller guillotine. Suzanne, yeah, perfect. Karen says, you are so entertaining, Craig, just love your accent. And Rhonda says, I have completed Sarah's book. It really is quite amazing. So I'm looking forward to getting through there. And Marcel says, I drive 8 hours from Northern California to Southern California to visit my sister. I listen to a full audiobook unless I get drowsy. Then I switch to my 80s playlist. 80s playlist. Oh, it's going to have a bit of Madonna, Duran Duran. Oh, you see, I was at secondary school in the 80s.
Right, okay.
So that's my playlist. Yeah.
Born in the 80s.
Oh, there you go. Now, here you go. You're listening for this one. Craig, this is from Karen.
Uh-huh.
I consider you as a celebrity to me. I would certainly buy a book if you wrote one.
Oh.
There you go. Oh, what stories could Craig tell in his book?
Oh, I've got some stories, yeah, I could tell you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's made me smile.
There you go.
I'm not smiling anyway, but
Bit of
I know.
kiss and tell in there.
Yeah. God, I would need a bit of time off to do that, wouldn't I? Jeezy peeps.
There we go.
Oh, that was lovely. Thank you.
Right, so absolutely perfect. I'll let you cut those and then we'll see where Michelle's at, because we've got
Absolutely.
some lovely comments about the colours that Michelle has picked for her card.
Will we stop at this bit then? Because
should we stop at this bit
I've
and
done
see?
all my layers
Yep.
at the back that we can
Yep.
see there. All that my way to do next is cut out the dragonflies in white multi-purpose cardstock and come in with our clear sparkle overlay. So we can stop there and then we'll come back to that next stage.
Brilliant. Okay then, so that is absolutely fantastic. So we've got some really good 10% savings on some of your Gemini machines, because if you bought these dies, clearly you need a die cutting machine or a die cutting and embossing machine. This is why it is the Gemini. It not only cuts, it embosses as well. Now, for the UK version, so remember you're going to need a different version if you're in UK or US. So today, the Gemini for the UK is $161.99 or $129.59 if you're a Platinum member. That is a fantastic price. And remember, that's going to come with one complete set of all of your plates and your rubber mat, and I think you got your metal shim in there as well. So, and the most important bit is you're going to get your manual telling you what plate combination you need. So there you go, you've got all that. So if you've already got your large Gemini regular machine, you might want your junior. I might just have had one of those today. So that's me at yes. So limited stock apparently, because I've knocked it down so there's not many left. So this is your Gemini Junior, and again this is the UK version of this. So this is £125.99 or £100.79 in as your Platinum price. So this is going to take those smaller plates, but remember the plates in this will go through your full size Gemini as well, which is a combination that I absolutely love. Now maybe you're not in the UK, so if you're not in the UK you're going to say I want my machine. So the Gemini Junior for our US viewers is here. So this is $179.95 or $143.96 if you are a Platinum price. Just remember, if this is your first ever order and you're buying these dies and this machine, we're going to give you the Platinum price as a welcome sort of gift. So make sure you sign up for Club Inspire to get that price. So let's have a look at how Michelle is getting on. So where are you up to, Michelle?
So I'm just cutting out some holographic wings.
Oh, wow.
Because I'm thinking that would mirror the colours that I've used. So that's what I've been doing, just die cutting the butterflies on their own.
So what colour have you put behind your card?
What about,
I've
used the navy. I'm probably going to show you too much now, but I I won't show it to you yet.
Okay. The suspense. The suspense.
But I've also just used the navy kind of pearlescent card.
Perfect.
I chose a different colour, but it didn't pop the dark colours needed, I think.
Right, perfect. You've got loads of lovely comments on here, Michelle. Rose says she loved those colours. Cassie says, Michelle, that work is beautiful. Jenny says, beautiful colours, Michelle. Rhonda says, lovely, Michelle. And Rosalind says, wow, lovely. So there you go. Everybody is loving your colour combinations. So
it's
that's
so
really
nice.
Really
Thank
lovely.
you.
So there we go. Okay, we shall let you carry on, and we shall let Craig show us where he's up to and what we need to do next.
Yes, let's go for it. So what we've done there a moment ago is we spritzed with some water to create a faux bleaching effect, lifted the water up with our kitchen roll, and then on the back panel there I cut 3 that are 5 by 7. I kept each of them at 7 inch, and then I trimmed just a couple of millimetres off each widthwise where you've got the 5 inches, just so that we've got that little space there for when we fold our card. So what I'm going to do at this point, set that one to the side. We are going to add a little bit of Gilding flakes in a moment, but I kind of want to assemble it all first so I don't spread out the glue and the Gilding flakes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in with my dragonflies, and I'm layering the dragonflies on top of my base, my coloured base that I've done. But when it comes to colouring, if you wanted to keep it a little bit simpler and keep these completely white, what you could always do is pop a piece of cardstock underneath or block it off, stencil it off, and then colour all the surrounding areas, and then that's leaving the wings white. I like to have a look of the colour underneath, and then you've got the white wings over the top where we'll add a little bit of sparkle. But let's go in with our dragonflies. I'm going to layer these ones up. I've still just stuck with my large Gemini because I had it all hooked up and ready to go. But these would just go through your smaller machine. Or, of course, even if you're using the large one, you could always then just use your junior plates. I'm going to pause that and I'm going to reverse that one out. Now with this one, what I'm not going to worry about doing is embossing it. A lot of the detail, the embossed detail, is on that surrounding part. And with these dragonflies, because I'm going to then, not fussy cut, but we're just going to take them out of my back layer. What I'm going to do is take all them ones out, and then I'm going to trim away some of this excess bit first of all. Now you can use it or trim it as a whole, as in one, so you can layer them both on top of each other, or do what I'm doing, and that's trim them out separately. It's up to yourself. I do prefer just to do it separately, but what I'm doing is I'm just going to then get rid of some of this excess just to make it a little bit easier to trim out. So let's take that away, and then let's take that away into there. So then once I'm going to go in, because I'm going and taking the dragonflies out where the wings are, I just need to nick into there, take it out, and then I need to follow all the way around the base of the body, take that out, and then we're going to continue that one down.
I incorrectly assumed you were just going to almost cut out the wings. And,
Did you?
Yeah, and not
and
put
you could,
the little body bits in.
You could,
but no,
absolutely.
I think it will look a lot better for it.
Although that would look quite nice if you just do the wings as well.
Yeah.
Gosh, yeah, that would look nice. But yeah, if I go in and then just take pretty much that whole dragonfly. So I've got one, and then actually what I could do while I am taking that one out, cutting that one out, let's run it through again, because I want to do the same on that third panel. So I want to have that hit of white on the left, that hit of white on the right, and then have the photo within the middle. So let's pop that one into here. I am just going to tape it down, feed it through. And don't forget, we are going to have that bit of sparkle, because I'm going to use that clear sparkle overlay. Alternatively, you could use, you could actually use some of that Centura pearl instead, with either a hint of silver or a hint of gold, if you want that pre-Centura pearl look. without having to go in with a sparkle pen. But let's go in and use a sparkle pen anyway. So take that one out, make that one out, and then I'm not worried about the antennae or anything like that. Don't want that. Taking these bits out. So snip these ones out. So there's our 2 dragonflies here. So I'll set that one to the side. And then what I'm going to do is if I bring out this one here. So we're now showing you how, of course, we've done the 3 different ways, the 3-in-1, but then you can, of course, go along, use the dragonflies separately, use them as embellishments, or use them as little add-on detail decoration to your projects or home decor. So let's pop these little bits out here, take them out. Of course, you can use your little die tool. Let's just quickly pop these out. And then I'm going to do exactly the same. I'm going to fussy cut. But I'm going to take some of this excess
You
card.
see, you would sit and fussy cut all day long, wouldn't you?
Love it. Absolutely love it.
Yeah.
I've not had a lot of time lately to do it, but what I love is, you know, the little books that Hunky Dory bring, that Anne-Marie Dunn brings to us. I love them. I could sit and fussy cut.
Oh, could you?
Or our alternative is our flower decoupage dies, you know, where we've got the little 6x6 pad.
Yeah.
Could sit and fussy cut them as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Actually, 9 times out of 10, if I'm prepping at home with our little flower, our decoupage, I won't actually use the dies. I will just sit and fussy cut them.
Will you?
I will, of course, use the dies live on air because
You need to show how they work.
speed it up and, yeah, show you how they work. But, yeah, I would just sit there and just cut. Some people will colour, I will sit and cut. I
fantastic.
love just fussy cutting.
I love the insight we get into everybody's lives. So we've got Lorna Jane. We've done craft alongs with Lorna Jane, haven't we? Well, I have been watching in the background while having a late lunch and just wanted to add my tuppence to the accent chat. Even though I'm from Glasgow, I have problems understanding some of the natives. Love it, but requires a bit of patience. Absolutely fun. Arena says, wonderful job, Craig. Gilmore says, oh, Michelle is so sweet to craft along with. I had the pleasure of that not too long ago. I love that thought, that we've connected people.
Exactly.
So I'm wondering whether Gilmore and Michelle were crafting along, whether they were crafting along together on a craft along, or whether they completely off the show went and did that. That's where my mind's wandering. Mm-hmm. I'm rubbish at names. Anyta, A-N-Y-T-A, Anyeta, thank you. I'm really not very good at names. That navy is so pretty with that colour combination, and I'm sorry, Anyeta, I got that wrong. Liz says, now this is him. Liz is back from driving the school bus for summer school. I have my tea and ready to enjoy you too.
Cool.
So there we go. I wonder if she means tea as in evening meal or a cup of tea.
Or a cup of tea.
I don't know, because I wonder where it is if it's evening meal. It's a bit early. I can't think where it might be. It must be somewhere. And then Heather says, my wish list just gets bigger and bigger. Yes, I know. I have a little note section on my phone, and that's where my wish list goes.
Yep.
So that, you know,
add it on.
Craft, clothes, makeup. Yeah, we've got wish lists for them all. Yeah, absolutely perfect. Right, have you cut all those out?
Cut these ones out.
Wow, that was quick.
But yeah, I use that note feature on my phone a lot.
Yeah.
Got pages and pages of notes. But yeah, here we go. I just need to take out that bit there that I forgot. So take that one out there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my clear sparkle overlay. So I'm going to take them off my card because I don't want to waste that card. Not that it would matter if I got some sparkle on it. It would look even nicer. But this is just a clear sparkle overlay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get that going. And at first it's not necessarily going to look of anything special until it dries, and then you're going to get that incredible sparkle coming through.
I was using that last night with the watercolour pencils. And
That's
at
smart.
first, I didn't see the sparkle, but like you said, when I then went back and had a look 5 minutes later, when it had dried, the sparkle was really wow.
That's it. It's just about trusting the pen, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because even nowadays, sometimes I'll do something with my sparkle overlay and I'm like, it's not what is my pen work, but it is. It's just leaving it to dry, not even for long, just enough for that sparkle to come through.
Well, here's an idea. Rosalind Russell says, I would dip those butterflies in some sparkly shaving foam. Wow, that's a
good idea.
That's a sentence.
Yeah,
Sparkly
shaving foam.
I assume she's made the shaving foam sparkly.
Yeah. Wonder if that's the technique. I love it too, but I know Debbie Robinson absolutely loves it. The shaving foam technique, you know, with your alcohol inks and that. But yeah, sparkly, because you could use your sparkle pens or your sparkle pots.
Ah, yes.
So yeah, that's a good idea.
That's probably what she's meaning.
Gives you a nice sparkly marble sort of feel to it.
But I suppose even if you've just got the white and you put sparkle in, it's going to give almost like a pearlescent marble to it, isn't it, when it dries? So yeah, you don't necessarily have to add the inks if you don't want to.
No, you don't, do you?
There we go.
That would look quite nice, yeah.
Cassie thinks fussy cutting is relaxing too.
So nice. Love it.
There we go.
Just love it. So, gone in, coloured in, so to speak, with a clear sparkle overlay. Just to say, so that's one I've just used. This one here, which is also mine, it's empty.
Oh, is it?
Don't bin them, because just use them as a water brush. So use them as a water brush. You're still going to get a very tint of sparkle in it, because you're going to have some
the
excess
residue that's in there.
That's it. So any little residues, you say sparkle, that's in there, you're going to then have that coming through within the water. But if you've always thought, oh, love the thought of a water brush, but you know, a paintbrush does the job for me. When these run out, keep a hold of them, fill it up with water, and there's your water brush.
Oh,
so
I'm
keep a
impressed with
hold of
that
that one. But yeah, so what I'm then going to do is let's come in. So I'm going to let them dry a little bit longer, and then let's come back in now with our actual 3-tier frame here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my tacky glue.
Right.
And I'm going to go in with one of my scourers, which is from our Gilding flakes.
Right, yeah.
You can, if you want to, go in and use the liquid glue. Remember, this is one that stays tacky until you put something on it. But what I want is I want a little bit extra thickness to it. So I'm going to go in. Using your coral tacky glue, you will need to let it dry. So you won't be able to go over and then take your little scoury tool over the top of it. But let's go in. What I am just a way to do, as you're looking down, for a moment, I am switching that fan off, or it'll be a coloured version of the Crystal Maze. With all of this, I'm just letting that fan go off. Here we go. And then I've got this one, it's not even opened yet, fab. So let's take all this one out.
Oh wow, look at that.
So taking these bits out, I would say when we've featured I featured the Gilding flakes on previous shows, if you can, have a really, really inexpensive tub at the side here for you to decant into.
Do you know, I actually referenced you and your tubs yesterday
did you?
because we were doing the
tubs.
Gilding flakes. And I was saying that's what you always do. You've got a large tub, because if you emptied all those Gilding flakes out of there, they would not go back in. They just would not go back in at all.
They wouldn't. They wouldn't. It'd be a bit of a waste.
Craig, you need. Can I just?
Of course you can.
You need. I'm coming over. Don't show them that I'm all that I'm wearing my slippers. This is what you need. Our new pens.
Do you know something?
Would you like to use our new pens?
Do you know something?
Go on.
Been very, very lucky.
Go on.
Leanne gave me a set a couple of months ago.
Did you?
When we first knew that we were coming in. These are fab.
These are brilliant with the Gilding flakes.
Let's do it.
I was using them yesterday.
Yeah. Now, we know obviously at home you're not going to have these yet to use them with your craft along right now. But yeah, get a hold of them. So what we can do, of course, yes, you can just use your tacky glue, but seeing that we've brought them in, we'll use these for the rest of these bits. But yeah, these are so good. These are really, really fab. I love how with these ones here, because you've got your different nibs, whether it's your fine writing, so if you want to just use it as an actual pen, but sign your name and then pop the Gilding flakes over it. fab. You've got more of your thicker nib.
That's your bullet one,
here,
isn't it?
the bullet one, and then I love that one. How you've got that chisel nib
perfect.
as well. So
especially the size that you're doing there. Your bullet nib's going to work perfectly for that, isn't it?
Yeah, going to go in with the bullet nib, and then what I'm going to do. So I've already gone in with certain little bits into here. So I'm just going to go in, and this will act. Forgive me if I'm wrong in saying, Corrine, this is going to be like your liquid glue. It stays tacky until you put something over the top. Perfect. So I'm going to go into these selective areas, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in with a little bit. So I'm going to add that one there. So it's going to grab. The good thing with these pens as well is you don't need to leave them too long to go off and get tacky. You can leave them just for a second or two. So I'm going in. So I'm also putting them on that bit of our tacky glue that I've also added.
As long as you do it thin, it turns very quickly, because like I say, I was using the pens yesterday when we launched them. It goes very, very quickly.
They're really, they are one of those that you do, I would say, you do need to have within your crafty stash. They're such a fab thing to have. So let's go back in with my bullet nib, and then I'm colouring, well, basically what I'm doing is colouring little sections here. So I'm going to go into some of the embossed areas and colouring in over the embossed
I wondered
detail.
what you were picking up there.
Yeah, so actually, in case you just can't see it, what I'm doing is I am going over some of that embossed detail. So picking it out, and then by the time I've worked my way round, I can pretty much go in and then start to apply my Gilding flakes from here.
Perfect.
So let's go in, and I'm going to do it on that one. I'm not going to then go in with any of it here. I'm only going to keep it onto this one here. But in case anyone wants to know, this is the lapis blue Gilding flakes that I'm using here.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Excellent. Question, are the sparkle pens refillable with the ones from the ink pots? Just wondering.
Good question. No, they're not.
No.
They're not refillable, no.
No. But just using them as a water brush would be fine?
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely. Use them as a water brush, pop in your water, and you've got some water brushes. All good to go. So let's go
Brilliant.
in. So I'm going to add...
I think, so another one's come through college. Can you put the aqua tints in the sparkle pen? That's what they were asking.
Gotcha. The aqua tints, going to have to refresh.
The little pots.
The little pots, yeah. I think...
I would struggle because of the mica in the sparkle pens is specially formulated to fit through there, and the other mica might not be fine enough, but putting water in is not going to hurt at all.
It's not going to hurt at all, isn't it?
I would be very careful to do something like that, yes.
I suppose it's one of those things, isn't it, where the containers, the pens, they're there to do a specific job.
Yeah.
You know, so it's best to use them the way that they're intended. And of course, what you can then do, it's going to do you no harm whatsoever, adding in some water. What's the worst that can happen? You're wasting a little bit of water.
Those Gilding flakes are amazing once you start to rub over them with the brush. So clever, isn't it?
So nice.
You think to yourself, oh, it's everywhere, but as soon as you just give it a little rub, a little burnish, they come up all sparkly, and it just gets rid of all of the excess.
Takes away that excess. This is where if you have your tub, your container, you can take away all this excess, popping it back in to your container. So what we can do, you know, this is like nigh all impossible to do this, but
I think you're going to end up with more coming out than going in.
I know it. At least we can say for demonstration purposes, and anyone watching, or
have you tried?
Not that Tracy's in, but you know, Jake or that in. I've tried to get some of this excess excess flake
Gilding
in.
flakes.
Let's just take these. I'm not going to spend a lot of time just now. I'm going to pop that into there. Let's pop in. I'm going to put that back just in case the
Put the
team
lid on
want to
quick.
Pop it on. There we go. And then we can tidy up this when Sharon comes on. So what I can do is take away that excess. I'm going to... So it's subtle, we've got our Gilding flakes.
Oh,
all
yes,
the
you
way
saw
around,
that then, that really
picking it up
popped.
there that we can see. So a couple of little last steps to do. Let's bring in our dragonflies for now, because these are nice and dry.
I'm going to say, I bet those are dried already,
Yeah,
haven't they?
all nice and dry and sparkly. I'm not sure if we can catch any of the sparkle. Maybe it's just a little bit of that glistening coming in off, coming off. When it comes to our pen.
Yeah, just about. I think, yeah, just saw it then, yeah.
Look at that. Awesome. So we've got that all nice and sparkly. So let's go in with our tacky glue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my glue to just the body. When it comes to our dragonfly, I'm going to position that straight over the top, as if I'm matching it right over the top. And because I've kept the body and the head in, it makes it stand out just that little bit extra. Plus, we've still got the coloured wings underneath. So we're kind of getting a 2-for. So let's pop that one on. And then I'm going to do the same with the other dragonfly. Let's go in and adding it on. And for this, even, you know, I know we've got detail within the body, but technically, because we've used our water reactive ink, it's still technically wet, it's still opened. So if I was to come in and even attempt that with a dry adhesive, the chances are it's just going to pop off. So therefore, that's why I'm using my tacky glue, which I would have been using anyway to attach little details like this. But I'm going to pop this one into here. Any of these little bits of flakes are flying about onto my card, I'm going to leave. I'm not necessarily going to try and get them all off, because it can add to it. But we can go in, can add our dragonfly here. So that white just instantly makes them stand out even more. But when you're up close, you've got that sparkle. So let's pull the wings out. Let's bring in this bit there, this bit there, this bit there. Press that just for a second. So if I lift these ones, and then these ones, and then I'm going to do our stamp our sentiments, and then we can finish off with the main focal of the centre, and that is the photo. So here we go. So we've got our three-way.
Coming together beautiful. Oh, that sparkle's coming through now.
Really bounces, doesn't it? We do that.
So pretty.
Sit that there. So let's go in. Actually, this is, I'm just using one of the little strips that I cut off at the start. So we're going to go in with this one, and I'm going to go in with my guillotine here. So I'm going to check with the. So I'm going to trim this down to a. What we're going to do. So I'm going to do 1 inch by 1.5. So let's go. No, I'm not. I'm going to go 2 inches by 1 inch. And I'm going to do two of these.
Okay.
So there is one. Let's do another one. 2 inches by 1 inch. So what I'm then going to do is that's got our two. And when I was talking about just not that long ago about my mats and layers with the guillotine, let's bring in another piece of that navy. So I like to do most of my mats and layers at 1/4 inch increments.
Yep.
So this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to 2 1/4 by 1 1/4. Just making sure I can see.
And the great thing is having those grooves is it gives you something to make sure the whole thing's lined up.
That's it, and that's exactly where I look at every single time.
Oh, perfect.
So we've got our mat and layer.
Perfect
and then
there.
do the same again, so 2 1/4 by 1 1/4. That'll give me my additional mat and layer that we've got here. So we can set that one to the side. Gosh, what a mess I've made. What a mess. That's what crafting's all about though, isn't it?
Yes.
So let's bring in our stamping platform. Let's bring in our 2. And then if we go into our stamp set from our dragonflies, let's go in with birthday wishes. And then we can go make today amazing down into here. Now for this one, any stamping, even though I'm not adding colour or anything like that, I always automatically go to my Noir Black alcohol proof ink pad. It's always the one I automatically go to. Sometimes I will go in with the flagstone, So let's...
Yeah, it's a little bit softer, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? Yeah. And sometimes you don't realise how soft it is or the difference between the two until you stamp them, put them side by side. So if you just go straight in with your flagstone, sometimes you think, oh, that's just black, until you actually sit it next to the black and you go, ah, there is a difference. So we're going to go in with this one. So ink it up once again, bringing in our next one, and make today amazing.
Somebody's just asked, well, Cassie, has just asked, will the Dragonfly cut through adhesive film to then add gilding flakes? Absolutely.
Yeah.
What you can do is, if you've got some double-sided sheets, put a little bit on some white card and then do the die cutting, and then you can peel off the back of the adhesive sheet.
Absolutely.
And then, you know, you've still got your Dragonfly is not adhesive on the other side, otherwise it'll stick completely, and then it means you can still lift up the wings. So yeah, if you wanted to do that to completely add glitter or gilding flakes, that would work perfectly. So yeah, we use the double-sided sheets all the time to go through our dies, and it would go through no problem whatsoever, even on top of card. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely gorgeous. Jenny likes the dragonflies, they look amazing. Craig, Nikki says the dragonflies look amazing. Oh, same thing. Brenda says that's beautiful, so I think everybody's approving of those.
Thank you.
Very much.
I'm glad that you're all loving it. Here we go. Let's go in our photo. Just take that little bit of flake off of Debbie's nose. And then I'm going to go in with my oval die. So this is my stitched edge oval. I'm not going to go in with an additional mat and layer of that behind it. I'm just going to cut
enough,
the photo.
haven't you?
Feel like exactly that. I've got enough. So what I'm going to do is let's go in. So I'm going to position the die where I want it, and this time I will make sure that my tape's on the outside, because it's inexpensive photo paper, but it's not the photo paper you would get out of Poundland or the dollar store or that. It's a branded photocopy of paper. Photograph paper, but your low tack tape will take some of that ink off.
Yeah.
So I've just made sure that I've gone in. The other thing that I'm going to do as well, I am just going to use some of our multi-purpose cardstock. At home, I would just use a piece of copier paper for this. Once again, it's all just about protecting the photo. That's all that it is. I don't want any...
Just in case there's any marks on anything anything like that, yeah.
Sometimes you can have a tiny little bit of an adhesive dot or adhesive waste or that onto your plates.
Or a piece that you've dropped out.
Yes.
Because the pressure in the machines is so great that if there's a little, little piece left on your mat, yeah, you then look at your piece that you've just die cut and you're like, oh, great.
That's it, exactly.
It's got the indent right in the middle.
So I can take these ones out, remove that one out of the way.
And there you go, because you put tape on the inside, on the outside, that's cut, just dropped straight out of your die.
Straight out. So we've got our photo, we've got our 2 sentiments. Let me take a couple of pearls, and then let's take a little bit of ribbon. So all that I'm going to do is I'm going to tie a bow the way that I would usually do it. So I'm going to cross it over, tuck it in, and then what we can do is bring that in, whatever size of bow you like. If you've got a bow maker, you want to use that, by all means you absolutely can. I'm going to go in, I'm going to use my scissors. I'm going to cut at a little angle. I'm going to make it slightly smaller.
That's going to look lovely with that backing paper, isn't it?
It's just going to really set it off.
Yeah.
I feel like once it was completed, it really did just set it off. So we've got all our little elements together here. So what I'm going to do is if I bring this one back in, so I don't need that little bit of excess ribbon, I'm going to go in with my glue, my photo, and now I'm going to use my tape. Now, our tape, if you're using your double-sided tape or you're using your tape runner or that, they are acid lignin free, so I know that's going to be fine with my photos. But if you wanted to use your double-sided adhesive sheets, that's a nice alternative.
Is that a raised tape or a flat tape?
No, this is just a flat tape.
A flat tape. I honestly thought when you had it in your hand it was a raised tape. Then I saw you put it on there thinking, that looks flat, I can't tell.
Yeah, just a flat tape. What I am also going to do is, although this has been uncoloured, just the surrounding areas on top of the tape, I'm just going to add a little bit of our tacky glue, just so that it doesn't prise away from where my colour is.
Yeah.
Because as I say, it's not damp to touch, but it's what we'd call is still open. So I don't want my tape to fall off, or my picture to fall off. I'm gently pressing that one in. And then we're going to go in, let's add in our sentiments. I'm going to add these on a couple of foam pads.
Ah, you've got your height just there.
Got my height from my sentiments. So let's pop these ones on. So if I take birthday...
That's a really optical illusion. That almost looks like an aperture with a picture.
Fab, isn't it?
That's really, that is...
Plays on the eye.
Yeah.
Can play on the eye. I'm just going to take that excess bit off there. So taking my backing off. And once again, same scenario, because I'm going straight onto the ink, I'm going to add a little bit of my tacky glue, so the glue will dry into the foam pads and then through the fibres of the card. Pop that one there, and then I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. I'm going to add one here. So I'm going to go into my little embellishment. So these are in self-adhesive embellishments. But even if they were, I would still add a little bit of tacky glue. They could be the best self-adhesive gems in the world, but I'll still always add a little bit of tacky glue to the back of it, just to make sure. And then last, but by no means least, I'm going to go in with some of my glue gel, just for the ribbon or the bow. And I'm going to pop that down into there. Let's just take away a little bit of excess flake, and then there we go.
That is perfectly timed, absolute to perfection. There you go, there we are.
Or something.
How? That looks amazing. Thank you, Craig. That has been really great to see that come together. Everyone's loving that. Oh, I don't know what they're doing in the gallery, they're just breaking it. So, yeah, Jenny loves the dragonflies. I think I said Nikki loves them. Susan says, gorgeous card, Craig and Michelle. Nikki says, oh, she put cereal packets to use on top of her dies, I'm guessing to protect them. Yeah. Susan Rushton loves watching you tie bows. There we go. Yes, and then Rosalind said, Craig, can we expect any more Facebook Lives from home over the summer?
Yes. Yes, okay. I am going to do one very soon. I can promise you, certainly over the summer, over the next couple of months, yes, you'll be getting some Facebook Lives from me.
Helen Burke says, where did you get the small bottles of glue? They are from us, Helen. So we have the tacky glue, and you'll see the tacky glue in a much bigger bottle, and then we have the little decanters. If you give me 1 minute, I'm just going this way because I saw some over here. There we go. There we are. I saw some. There we go. Look, there we go. There are the little bottles, so you get 2 in a bottle, even get the little pins in the top, and then you take the top off, put your tacky glue on, and then you can control it. Now, if you buy the tacky glue today, these will come to you for free. So there we go. You get 2 bottles of the tacky glue. 2 bottles of tacky glue and the 2 applicator bottles as well. $9.98, that's an amazing deal, or $7.98 if you're a platinum member, or $10.38. There you go. Loads of comments saying they love it, absolutely loads, so far too many for us to go through here. So Michelle, I can't wait, you are keeping us in suspense. Can we see your finished project, please?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, Craig, look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. And what have we got inside? And who's the picture you put in there?
That's an old picture of my daughter when she finished 6th form. She's just finished university now, so she won't mind. It's a while ago. Sorry.
How lovely is that? That is absolutely gorgeous. Love your colours. Love how you've done that. I can see some sparkle on your, but you did the holographic ones, didn't you?
Yeah. Thank you. Really... Thanks, Craig. I've loved it. It's really been brilliant. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you very much for taking part as well. We loved seeing your steps throughout. Loved it.
Yeah, it's been great.
It's been lovely to see you again, Michelle, so thank you. And hopefully we might see you again on another craft along fairly soon. That would be really, really good. Yeah. Oh, I never meant to ask you, because last time I saw you, it was Jubilee, and you were going off, what, you going off to serve teas or do something like that? What were you going off, weren't you going off to do something Jubilee based? No? Am I making that up? I must
Not
be making
me.
that up.
Sorry.
I thought you were. I thought that's after the craft along you were going out to do something Jubilee based.
No,
No.
We had quiet sort of barbecue at home day, so
There we go.
yeah.
That must have been it. I must have got confused. Well, thank you so much, Michelle, and we'll hopefully see you very, very
Thank you.
soon.
Bye.
Right, so last chance for you to see is we've got the dies. If you are inspired by Craig, we have the dies here today. Go and have a look on the website and you will see those there. You're going to get all 6 sets today for $81.55 or $95.75, saving you 20%. Or look at that platinum price, £65.24 or $76.60. And Craig is madly trying to get his gilding flakes off there with John looking on. They're not coming off, Craig? Oh dear.
It's coming off.
They're not moving at all.
Yeah, they're coming off. They're coming off. I've got,
Oh dear.
got like, how long have I got? 2 hours? What, 4 o'clock? 5, 6. Yeah. Here we get Sharon now, so I can sit and watch, stand and watch Sharon while I'm cleaning this off.
Yeah. Perfect, thank you. Right, so we will get Craig out of the studio. We will bring Sharon in because we've got so many people looking forward to seeing that. I've already got somebody on here was saying a few minutes ago how they've been getting the stencils, but they've just been, everybody has been buying those today. So we're going to have a quick little break while we swap the counters over and try and get rid of some of the gilding flakes before Sharon has to step into that area. But watch this and we'll be right back in 2 minutes.
We've had to make some changes to our shipping charges and we want to keep you informed. With continued pressure on domestic shipments around mainland US, we've had to temporarily increase the cost of our regular 6 to 10 working day standard shipping service from $9.99 to $12.95 and our free shipping threshold from $100 to $125. We also have some really great news to tell you. We've introduced a brand new shipping service called Express Delivery. This is a fully tracked door-to-door service which takes 3 to 7 working days and costs $19.95. This option means you'll get your crafty goodies in your hands sooner, meaning less waiting and more crafting. We're also upgrading delivery services for our Gold and Platinum Club Inspire members who will now receive priority delivery on all of their orders. And if that wasn't enough, we've upgraded these orders to our new Express 3 to 7 day service. Your patience and understanding throughout this very busy time has been amazing. So we'd just like to say a huge thank you and we look forward to chatting to you again very soon.
Quick Buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash.
Make light work of intricate and delicate die-cutting designs with the Pokey Tool from Crafter's Companion. An absolute essential part of any paper crafter's kit, its precise tip has been designed to release the tiniest pieces to reveal your finished results with absolute precision. And to make sure your finished project is perfect, each Pokey Tool has a rubber tip protector, so there's no risk of damaging your die-cutting design or yourself. The Crafter's Companion Pokey Tool is such an essential craft item, we've included 2 in each set.
Quick Buy, get yours now. Quick Buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash. Put away your tape measure and fabric scissors. The Threader's Fabric Cutter offers accuracy and precision with every cut. This handy tool slices through fabric in a guillotine style. Its ergonomic design features a comfortable and protective handle, so it's safe and easy to use whether you're right or left-handed. Its 45mm rotary blade will cut up to 6 layers of fabric at a time, so your sewing, quilting, and upholstery project times are cut down to size. It's equipped with a measuring guide in metric and imperial for a perfectly accurate cut every time. The built-in grid ruler has 30-degree, 45-degree, and 60-degree angle lines, so you can cut fabric on any angle, including the bias. Quick Buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash. Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Quiet. The neighbours.
I'm all out of Zoom. I'm so lost without you. I'm not singing.
Lisa, if you email in, don't send a picture of your air fryer. Make sure it's something creative.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us, you give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
Joy, there's not a dry eye in the studio here. Debbie's welling up, I'm welling up.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV. Create every day.
Gilding flakes on. So we're going to have a look now back at our Dawn Bibby collection. So we're going to start with the first of the two. So we started with the other one last time, but this is the original Oriental collection. This is the Oriental Escapades. So what you're going to get in this one is you're going to get 7 die sets and 1 beautiful, beautiful paper pack. I think for me, this is my favourite of the 2 paper packs. I can't pick a die that I like best, but I definitely like this paper pack. Yeah, I need all the dies. So what you're going to get is you're going to get your embellishments. You can see that there. There we go. Put that so you can see that. So you've got your bunting, you've got your lanterns, you've got your umbrellas or parasols rather. You've got your fans. You've got them all on there. So loads and loads of dies. I think it says it's about an 11-piece set on there, so you've got loads of elements on there. Then you've got your geisha edger. So this is our gorgeous geisha girl. Now it's quite hard to see it there in the die form because you can just see, but there's the geisha girl with that gorgeous parasol behind.
Do you want to just see
Shall I show
this
you
one,
that?
Corinne? Yeah.
Will that show it a
Might
little
help
bit
it.
better? Shall I lift this
Yeah.
up to here? So you can see, hopefully now, you see straight away, you can see the geisha there, can't you? Her form and that parasol in the background. Absolutely beautiful. So that's your second of your dies. Your third set is your cherry blossom set. So you're getting all of those cherry blossom elements and the branches. Absolutely beautiful. Then you're going to get your pagoda, which is so pretty. There we go. Then you're going to get your crane, and this one has an outline die. So if you're doing your mats and layers, or maybe you want to cut an aperture with the crane in the middle, that's going to look beautiful there too. Oops, I dropped one. Then the next one you're going to have swam away is your koi carp, and then on to there it's got all of the foliage and the watermarks, and again this one has got the outline die as well. And then you've got another edger. This is our cherry blossom edger, and you just saw that on that sample I picked up a minute ago. So there's no blade cutting down this edge, but this edge will cut out. So is it going to be the edge of a card? Is it going to be a mat layer? Are we going to do it as a gatefold card? Is it going to be the top of wedding stationery? There's so many different ways you can use that. And then you're going to get this paper pad. Now, as I mentioned, this one is definitely my favourite. If we're allowed favourites. We're going to get 24
We have lots
sheets.
of favourites, don't we, in crafting?
24 sheets in here, 8 designs. But look at that. 3 of the designs, so that means that 9 of the sheets are going to be foiled. These are beautiful. I do like that sheet though. Absolutely gorgeous. And look at that with the cranes on. Such a pretty colour palette on here. And that addition of that foiling just really lifts it. Now this is 260 GSM. So it's a good construction weight. It could be your card front, it could be your mats and layers, it could be lifted, it could be elevated. It's going to work perfectly. Now, if you want this collection, we're going to give you a 15% discount on there before your platinum price. So you're going to get this today for $83.99 or $128.34. But look at what your platinum price goes down to: $67.19 or £67.19 or $102.67. Now, we've only seen this for an hour. We've got an hour now and an hour later, and a third of the stock has already gone. And that was in our show we did at 11 a.m. this morning. So that was 7 a.m. on the East Coast and 4 a.m. Pacific time. So now everybody's starting to wake up. This is going to maybe go a little bit faster even. So if we can see, so this is what we were looking at before. We've got the geisha and we've got that gorgeous edger. And then we've got the lanterns as well.
This is really pretty, isn't it? Because it doesn't just have to be with your Oriental. You can be mixing that in with your flowers, your vintage cards for a nice kind of doily look. This one Ellie's done, and she's popped that just behind here. So she's popped the edge of dye behind and then built up with those lanterns and the flowers as well, which looks stunning. Again, another one here that's then got that little flap there with the edge of dye on.
Oh, it's got my favourite paper there, look.
Oh yes, I think that's my favourite one out of those as well, with that foil on. Absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? So this will cut into your base card, or you can cut it out and matte and layer it on. Really, really pretty. Again, one there with lifting up, so something different there, using it both sides. This one.
Now, the first time I saw that, I didn't like to ask because I thought, oh, they've used something else that we've not got, but it isn't, is it? What they've done, and I've just worked it out, is if we look at the die, they've used the whole die cut on the grey ones. If I can bring in the die cut there, let's move it down there. They've used the whole die cut for the grey, and then they've snipped into the die cut for the black to give that perspective and to give that different look. I was thinking, I didn't like to ask, I was thinking,
thought that was another die.
Was that another die?
It's clever, isn't it?
Yeah, really, really.
And that's the thing with the
technique.
die cutting. You can snip into them and create something totally different.
Yeah.
And then add in, like, I'm calling these bonsai trees just along the bottom, again gives that perspective of the different heights of the building, doesn't it?
So they come out
really
more
clever.
like your monkey puzzle tree like that then, don't
Yes,
they?
yeah, absolutely. This I love, adding in your tassels onto the little fans as well. That's a clever idea. Again, that paper in the background that we love. The cherry blossom there, so pretty and delicate, I think that is.
And
really
those
lovely.
lanterns in the mirror really works, doesn't it?
They do,
It just
they do.
takes it down to a different shade.
Yeah, and also you could colour the background of those as well if you wanted to. Fans again, the little embellishment dies, and then we've got the little words. This was the string of lights that you showed on the fans as well, so that's a nice little touch. We have the crane. Could be a stalk for a new baby card as well.
Quite easily.
And again, all those flowers are just so pretty.
And we were looking at those flowers, and they're cut, they do multiple cuts on one on one die, so it's not as, I don't want to say daunting, but onerous a task to cut out that many flowers.
No, and I love that when you've got that function. Just saves time in your crafting, doesn't it? You can get to the fun part. The little coins down the side here, that's a really useful one. If you tuned in earlier, I was using those as embellishments. We have those fish there.
It took me a minute for my eyes. Yes, now I can see that.
And in the background here is the like the pond stencil we've used in the background there, embossed onto card. So we do have those stencils as separates, I believe, don't we?
But they're going
for this
fast.
one.
There's not a lot of those. Oh, apparently half the stock of all the individual stencils has already gone.
They are so versatile, the stencils, so much you can do with them. And then on to mixed media as well. Ellie's done this little plaque.
Beautiful, isn't it?
It is so pretty. And as you suggested this morning, you could personalise that. You know, people love personalised things. If you're making and selling, angel-free policy on these, so you could have a little craft stall and you could be personalising those while they wait, if you've got an alphabet die set. And again here, another one for Ellie. So she's actually used one of the stencils in the background here, looks like the cherry blossom stencil, and popped stencil paste through.
Yeah.
So you can emboss, you can use your stencil paste, you can spritz through Dawn stencils. They are a heavyweight mylar,
Mixed media,
so you can
that is beautiful, isn't it? I just love
Absolutely.
that. So then, you know, just all the textures over the top of those, it just looks, oh, the beads. And then, you know, those little beads, that is beautiful.
And what Ellie does is she will die cut these a few times,
Yes.
maybe 2, 3, 4 times, and layer them up so they're almost like a chipboard, which again helps with your mixed media project. So really
they
clever.
are absolutely gorgeous. Now, as we said, there's the details on the screen if you want those. It's a 7 die set and 1 paper pad as well, and the details are all down there, including that wonderful platinum price. Now, so we also have a second collection today, and I'm going to show you this on the board just because it might make life a little bit easier. And this is the Road to Siam. Now, this is really, really useful because it worked really, really well with our Oriental escapades as well. Once you get the two, you'll just end up with them in the same box, however you store them. They'll be in the same box, they'll be in the same collection. You're not going to keep them as 2 separate collections because they really are one and the same. So first of all, we've got our Buddha with all those flowers and all those elements. So absolutely gorgeous. And I love when you look at these, if I can see that die, I don't know how much you can see on here. There is a lot of embossing detail, so you might want, it will cut like that, but if you want to make it even more, you can just put it on your rubber mat and really emboss that detail through.
Or you can also cut that in black and then use your gilding paste or your gilding wax, because then it really pops that out for you.
Now this one, let me get the right way up. This is our tiger edgeable. Can you see that? Gorgeous tiger leaping off the page on there. He is beautiful.
He's gorgeous.
And just imagine putting your coloured card behind there, your reds, your oranges, you know, really bring that out.
Good for like jungle themed cards as well. People love the big animals, don't they? So that one's going to work really well.
Then we've got our dragon, and again I think he comes that way down, so he's coming down towards you.
Could go there. I would probably pop him the other way.
Would you go that way?
Face. Yep.
So the face is at the top. Oh yeah, maybe, yes, maybe. Look at the tail though, it's like a flame.
It is.
Absolutely beautiful. And again, putting your cardstock behind is going to look lovely. Then we've got our temple, which is so nice. Look,
that's a big size die, Corrine, that one.
It
a really
is.
Big size.
And look at the path. Look at the embossed detail on there. Then we've got all the little pots and all the little plants and all the little flowers. Again, really, really useful die cuts. And if you want to see the most beautiful card that won our card of the show from this morning, Sharon used that this morning. So go back and watch. So that would be around 12 o'clock onwards this morning. And then the final one of the die sets, because you get 5 die sets in this, is your orchid. And again, the dies cut in groups. So you will get all of the flowers for the largest orchid together, all the flowers for the next one. So when we look at them here, if you look at this one here, so this is the group of dies. If you just put that one die, to cut out the 3 pieces you need for the orchid of that size, the 3 pieces there and there and there. So you get 4 different size orchids, but they've melded all of the die cuts together.
And for me, that is so useful.
It is.
Rather than having lots of little dies and you think which goes with which, it's done for you there. So
and
you're
not
just run it
dropping
through
them
your
and
machine.
losing them,
Exactly.
Now we already mentioned that there are stencils on our website, but we're going to include 2 in this collection. So you're getting your orchid embossing stencil and your decorative tile stencil in here. So those are the 2 that come with this, and as Sharon's already said, these are a heavier weight stencil, so you can emboss through them, you can put your paste through them, you can do all sorts of techniques through these. But yeah, these are the 2 you're going to get included, but you might want to add in a few extras. And then finally, you've got your Road to Siam backing paper pack. Again, 24 sheets, 8 different designs, and you're going to get gorgeous. 3 of each. Look at that. 3 of the papers are foiled and 5 of them are not. But aren't they absolutely beautiful, beautiful papers? And again, 240 GSM, so they're a really good construction weight. So really lovely, lovely papers to be crafting with. Now, this collection has been seen for an hour, and 1/4 of the stock has gone already. So you are absolutely loving this, but I think it's that price. Look at that. So today the price for that is £79.13 or $114.74. But let's not look at that. Let's look at that lower price, that platinum price of £63.30 or $91.79. An amazing price for all that bundle. You got a couple of samples.
So we've got some samples, yes. So here we've got that lovely Buddha statue, the temple in the background from the first collection. So these will work together. So the Oriental was the first collection that came out, celebrating all things Japanese, travelling around Japan. And then the Road to Siam, now that we have on this collection, was the second collection, continuing the journey down to Thailand. So again, you can see there the big temple from Siam, with the two smaller temples from the Oriental in the background. Everything works so well with this. You've got the temple again there, so just cutting it half of the temple with the cherry blossom on the top.
Coming off the edge
so you don't have to use the whole die, you know. Again, another one coming off the side there. That's really nice.
Orchids on the top.
I just love that temple in black as well, I think. It just really...
With that ombre background just works, doesn't it? It looks like the light is shining through there.
It does. Makes me want to just go and sit in there with a
very ethereal, isn't
glass
it?
of sparkly something.
I'm not sure if that's what you're supposed to do in a temple.
Probably
Has
tea,
somebody not
isn't
told
it?
you,
Probably,
you know.
yeah, green
they probably
tea.
won't approve if you put drinking sparkly wine in their temple. Wow,
this
look
one
at
again,
that.
just in the gold. And this is the orchid stencil in the background that's been embossed.
Beautiful.
And then your gilding
And
wax
then what's
over the top.
the circle? That's just some glitter card?
That's glitter card.
Wow.
Yeah, and again, the little bonsai trees and things in the glitter card as well. So it looks stunning. And then in silver as well, just in one colour. Again, embossing with those stencils works so well. Just adding the little statues and things. This is beautiful as well, using some of the background papers that you were just showing.
Yes, I do like that one. It's lovely colours, isn't it?
And then this one has been cut in gold and then backed on that glitter card as well, just to give that sheen. And those orchids again, so pretty,
aren't they?
So pretty. So, you know, you might be a flower person, you might just want to dip into the cherry blossom and the orchids.
That Buddha looks completely different by putting it on black, doesn't
Exactly.
it?
Yeah, you can just change the colour totally. Now this here is part of the tiger.
All right.
So that's the foliage from the tiger die. Get rid of the tiger, and you
if
can
you use a
that as the
tiger on
foliage.
one, keep that, and then you can use that for another. I was looking at the background. I was looking at that.
That's
so
another
a
stencil. Yeah,
Isn't
that's
that
the
pretty?
orchid stencil. So really, really pretty. But yeah, we're thrifty us crafters. Don't be throwing away.
No. Yeah, well, if we go through it, we'll probably find the tiger on another project.
Exactly. And again, mixing and matching the two collections there. And
That's clever.
To
so
show
is that
you.
the same? So the pagoda has been done in the same cardstock
as the background.
As the background. So it's there, but it's not.
Almost like a shadowy haze in the background, isn't it? And
Almost
again,
like an emboss.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And again, using those flowers in the background. And I just want to show you some of the mixed media. I have looked after this for Julie, because I know people had their eye on this morning.
Our Nicola really wanted this.
This is just an upcycled frame, probably from the high street. So here is the tiger without the foliage. And again, backed onto a different colour there. You've got the dragon down here, and look at the dimension on those orchids. Absolutely stunning. Use the stencil round here too. It's just so clever.
It is.
It
really is. We're showing you earlier this morning.
The sides
just the sides as well.
That,
Look at that. Just by adding. Oh, some come that way. Sorry, that way. There we go. Look, adding in those extra elements. It's that level of detail that really makes it pop. And then, you know, look at this. They look, and I can feel them, and they are cardstock, but they look like craft metal.
They do.
They really do.
They
This is
absolutely
a
do.
beautiful, beautiful. Look at that. The stenciling on the front as well. So pretty. Is that one Ali? Oh no, it's Julie.
Julie did that one. Yeah. This one was Ellie. So Ellie's done a tag here. And I love the colours in this one too.
That's one way you've actually got to look at it to sort of find the pieces, isn't it?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
But like you were saying earlier, using different colours totally changes the look of these, doesn't it? Again, another tag there in the golds, isn't that stunning? With the tiger there, and again, these look metal.
They do.
So depending on what colours cardstock you're cutting them out, what you're using, they look gorgeous. There's the Buddha again. This is stenciled too, so it's embossed onto the cardstock and then gone over with the gilding wax. Looks very opulent, doesn't it? It's very, very expensive card.
I love that one.
That's one of mine. So a bit more of a girly theme with the pink on there. And then we have our dragon. So he's actually been cut in black and gold and just drop shadowed. Yeah, so that works really well, doesn't it? But then changing up again in the blues and golds.
Yeah,
that's one of the background papers as well. Don't think we showed this one this morning. That's another one from our Ellie, little photo frame. Upcycled there.
Really pretty.
And again, those orchids.
Yeah.
So realistic.
They are very
I
was looking at that one and I'm thinking, wow, that is realistic.
And bringing in photo frames as well with the temple. And this one is a box too. So
I like
decorating
that.
gift
I like
boxes,
that one.
gift bags, that kind of thing.
That is stunning.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yes.
Really
absolutely.
lovely.
It's amazing the things that you can do with this collection. And if you have both of these collections, you'll find that they will merge into one and the other. So have you got a couple of demos for us?
I have,
that we
yes.
can
So
do?
I'll pop
right,
over
so
and see you
Sharon's
in a
going to
minute.
go over there. She's going to stand absolutely knee-deep in Craig's little bits of offcuts and... Oh, she hoovered it?
He's
Oh,
hoovered it.
wow,
Yeah,
that's
John's
perfect.
sorted it.
Again, I've got absolutely no comments coming through yet. I can't believe there's 20 minutes since the last comments, 25 minutes, so hopefully there's some more comments going to come through in a minute and you'll have seen these. But you've got to choose. Do you want the Oriental Escapades? Do you want the Road to Siam? Or are you going to look at those embossing folders, or stencils, sorry, or are you going to make up your own bundle, your own collection? Because all the individual pieces are available on the website. So go to the Shop the Show and you'll see all of those elements on there, and then you can make your own bundle up. So Sharon's made it over to the other side of the room. It's not far to go, about 6-7 steps, and she's going to do her first demo for us.
I am, and I've got a nice swept floor now. Thank you, John. So I'm going to show you the orchid first of all. So easy to pop together. So as we said, Corrine, the 3 dies, they will all cut at the same time, so you haven't got to worry about losing these small dies, because we all do that, don't we, with small dies.
Gosh,
they end up on the floor, in the bin. So all of these 3 will go through together. So you've got 3 parts there. Now I've cut this in just like a pearl cardstock, just a cream pearl cardstock. I'm going to bring in some pink ink now and just highlight in the middle. And you'll see with Dawn's dies, you have this embossing all in there. So when I then bring the colour, that just pops those lines out too.
We've got some Centura Pearl on the show today.
Oh, have you?
We've got a bundle, and I think that this would look, you could get that effect from the ivory. The ivory might be a little bit yellower to what you wanted, but we've got the Snow White, which is the hint of silver. And that is almost exactly what you've got just there. Or we've got the one that is the hint of gold. It's all in the bundle. It's all in the bundle. So it's down there at the bottom of your screen. 100 sheets, normally $39.90, but today you're going to get it for £30 or $50. But yeah, if you're thinking, oh, I fancy doing what Sharon's doing, then maybe that's what you need to pop in as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Work really well with these. So I'm then going to flip them over on my foam mat, and just with my ball tool bring that in to shape those. So if you're a new beginner to card making, this is what we do to shape our flowers to make them look realistic. Flip back over and just press in the middle, and then we're going to do the same on this one. I think orchids are quite easy to look after actually, Corrine, aren't they? I think I've got one on my windowsill, and
Are they? Oh, mine.
I don't often water it, but every now and again it'll go back into flower. So.
Oh gosh, you're lucky. Oh, you're so lucky. I have never kept one alive. Never, and I've had quite a few over the years. You must have Very green fingers. I don't know what
No, I
you
don't.
do.
I really don't, honestly. I really don't.
That's impressive.
We've just shaped those. It obviously likes the light where it is. Then pop a little bit of glue in the centre of this one. So almost like wings, aren't they? Almost like fairy wings. And then here we've got a larger petal here, 2 smaller ones down here. So I'm going to put the larger petal facing up.
All right, yeah.
And just hold that in there for a second.
Yeah, just let that glue
Just
grind,
to let
isn't
that,
it?
let that just do its thing. Then we've got this small part in the middle. So where the little notches are in the top, that's where I've pushed down with my ball tool. And then that's where I'm just going to add some glue. That then sits in the middle. Again, just hold that in place. And I think by doing this in this pearly cardstock and adding the ink makes it look really realistic, I think.
It does.
And there we go.
How simple
easy was that? But how effective, how
That
pretty.
is beautiful.
So this is the largest die. I think there's 4 different sizes on the orchids, but this is the largest one.
Yeah, there was definitely 4
So I just
sizes.
think that's just so pretty. So simple, but so pretty. I know a few people, when they got this die set the first time round, really struggled to see how it would put together. So that's why I thought I'd do that first for you.
The
It's
2-petaled
really
one
easy.
first, the larger of the petals from the 3rd one through the middle, and then upside down for the little one.
Yeah, so it's like you've got 2 petals there, so 2, 3, 1. That's the order to pop them in. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do an 8x8 card. And I have got some of that lovely background paper as
pretty,
well.
yeah.
Now I like this. It looks like an old worn floor, doesn't it? You know, it's that kind of that distressed look on there. So
It
I'm
almost
going to
looks
use
like
that.
you have sanded back the paper.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Or you go into an old house and it's, you know, the lino's a bit worn or something like that. Then I have cut 2 of the cherry blossom edges in like a goldy green cardstock. So we are going to pop those in the middle here.
Patty has come through on social media and she said, this is the first time I'm seeing Dawn's Asian collections. Both are absolutely stunning. Yes, they are. They are absolutely gorgeous. And Nye says, the flowers, orchids and other embellishments can easily be used outside of these 2 collections.
Yep.
They can easily be a staple and not a seasonal buy. Oh, absolutely.
Yes, absolutely, yeah. Because flowers are classic, aren't they? You know,
Yes.
your orchids, your cherry blossom, they are, you know, they're a staple, aren't they? In our card making, we always
Exactly.
use flowers, always, and they're
Perfect.
timeless. You know, absolutely timeless. So I'm just adding this here and here at. Going across the middle.
So you've
that's
cut it
gonna
out
go
to the sides
there.
and let it overlap while you glue it down.
That's right, yep. Just so I can get that lined up. And it doesn't matter that's wonky because we're going to cover that. So if you're watching at home going, oh, that doesn't look very straight, don't worry. It'll be fine. And I always cut from the back as well, so we know we have got coverage.
You basically just need
there.
to put your scissors up against that card and it just make sure you get a
Exactly,
perfect straight edge, doesn't it?
That's right. So we'll get that. I've got sticky fingers. I am putting my rubbish in the bin. I'm like Craig, who created a snowstorm behind him.
There we go.
We just trim that to the side. So you can, so I'm going to use it this way round.
Yeah.
Obviously we could use it this way round as well. So it's entirely up to you. Then we're going to add another strip now of this cardstock to cover up all the messy part.
All the workings.
All the workings, yeah.
It's all smoke and mirrors, that's what it always is.
Exactly. So that will then come in the middle. And this was just from 1 sheet of the paper as well.
Right, yeah.
So, you know, use your odd bits. We are thrifty, us crafters, aren't we? We do like to...
don't throw anything away.
I don't know about you, Corrine, but, you know, on my desk at home, I end up with a box of bits that I can't bear to throw
know.
away.
And then
I think,
one,
oh, I can
one
cut-
day you just have to go, I've got to get rid, I've got to clear it down.
Exactly. You think, oh, I can cut that. I don't want to, you know, get rid of that green, or I can do leaves from that. I can do flowers from that. And then I sent my friend Denise, who's on our design team, I sent her a picture of my bits box. I said, it's coming to get me. It's like overflowing. So you do have to be a bit ruthless sometimes. Pop it in the recycling bin.
That's it.
So again, we've popped that across there. So that's then going to go onto our base card here. So this is an 8x8. I know people like to know the size of what we are working on.
Is that your go-to size?
I tend to go, at the moment, I tend to go 7x7.
Right, but the two demos that you've done today, you did a DL, but you've done two 8x8.
I know.
I
don't know what's going on there.
Must be your go-to size.
I usually go 7x7, although sometimes it's nice to do 6x6 as well if you want just a little, you know, a smaller card.
Yeah, because sometimes you can completely change the perspective if you do go too big, can't you?
Absolutely. So then I'm going to bring in some of these orchids. Now, I am teasing you here as well because when we first brought this collection out, we did have a stamp set, and I prepped this demo before I knew that we didn't have the stamp sets anymore. So apologies, but you will have other sentiments and things that you can use from your stash. So I'm going to put that in the middle.
You could type that out on your computer, couldn't you?
Absolutely
Print it out, print it out.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. And then we're just going to start building on these flowers now. Oh, Denise is watching, is she? Oh, good. It's a day off today. So she's watching, bless her. I haven't borrowed any of her stuff this time. Last time I was here, I'd borrowed some of her stencils, so she was watching to make sure I was looking after them. Yes. I have borrowed a couple of stencils from Kay, if Kay is watching, and I will look after those as well, Kay.
Oh, that's
Don't
okay.
worry.
Nikki thinks that's the orchid is absolutely stunning. Well, it is.
It's
It's
so pretty, isn't it? It's so pretty. So these were formed in exactly the same way that I've just shown you, and here you can see the different sizes of the orchids as well, and you can just dot these around wherever you so wish. Let's make a little bundle of 3 there. And another one down here. You could, you know, spend a night in front of the TV, just die cutting all your flowers.
Yeah.
You know, if you've got the Gemini Mini or
Yeah.
the little handheld one, sit there, die cut all your flowers, and just have an evening of shaping. That would be.
Yeah.
So good, wouldn't it? So this is cut from the orchid set as well. Again, just in just one cardstock, and I'm just going to give this a little shape with my fingers, and then we can tuck these behind here for a bit of foliage. Pop that on there.
I think because it's a coated cardstock, the backing paper, you just have to, just takes a minute sometimes, doesn't it, for the glue to bite?
Yes, that's right, yeah.
But it will always bite and attach, but just sometimes can just take a minute or two longer.
Yeah. So I've just trimmed that one down as well. So, you know, do trim into your die cuts and things too. We could then use that little bit coming out of there, I think. So we don't waste that leaf there. And then also in the orchids, you get different size leaves as well.
Yeah.
So again, I've cut these in the green and gold. And we can just tuck a few of those behind our orchids. And just a couple more and we're done. And tuck this one behind there. Another couple at the top.
Crafty Angie says, I'm so excited about this collection. Can you imagine pairing this with the Asian bottle collection? I don't know whose collection that is. Yeah.
I'm not
I don't
familiar
know
with
whose
that
collection
one.
that is.
No,
Does it
I
say?
don't.
Yeah, let us know. Where did you get? Whose collection is that? Mary Pat 1000 said there's a wonderful artist in Ireland who uses all those bits to make amazing collage journal pages. I think all the bits that you got left over.
Oh, wow,
I
that's
now
a good
have
idea.
one more reason to use up all those scraps. There we go, perfect.
Absolutely.
Gina Shaw says Dawn stencils are the best I've ever used. They were of a different thickness. They were a thickness that, you know, much thicker than I've seen. Mary Pat 1000 also says I use Totally Tiffany's Scrapmaster to store my larger scraps in rainbow order. Absolutely love it.
Say.
Well, tune in on Saturday. I'm not saying that the Scrapmaster's there, but we've got a special Totally Tiffany show on Saturday. But if you do buy any of the Totally Tiffany bits at the moment and you spend £30, you're going to get £5 off, £50 you'll get £10 off, and £80 you'll get £20 off. So that is absolutely brilliant.
I'm just going to finish
If you
off.
went over to Crafty Move with Dawn Bibby and looked at all the cards that the design teams have made, it gives you great inspiration. There we go. So yeah, so Dawn Bibby's Facebook page.
So Crafting with Dawn Bibby is our group. And if you go into the albums at the top, there are albums set up for all of the collections.
Oh, perfect.
So you can browse all the photos for inspiration.
Yeah.
So there we go.
There we are. How gorgeous is that? That is so pretty. I love the orchid on the front, just lifting it and giving it that little pop of colour. So gorgeous, so pretty. Right, so we'll have a look at a couple of deals while Sharon gets ready for the next demo. So as we've already mentioned, the road to Siam. There we go. There we are. Just quickly. Oh, pardon me. There we go. Pick that one up. So these are in a completely different order again. So now this is the road to. I've got the road to Siam. Yeah. So this one you're going to get the 5 die sets, the paper pack, and 2 of the stencils. And the first die you're going to get is the gorgeous tiger. Oh, I've got to come down a little bit. There we go. Let me come down here. There we go. There we are. You're getting the tiger. Isn't he beautiful? So gorgeous. Then you're going to get the Buddha. Look at that. Can you see the emboss on there? Look at that. And all the flowers all cut through a couple of dies. Then you're going to get the dragon, which is beautiful. And just imagining all the papers you're going to back him onto. Then you're getting the temple with all the plants, the flowers, that amazing path, all of those. Now these have all been cut out of silver, but just imagine all the cardstocks you're going to be able to cut these out of. And then this is the orchid die set as well. So you're going to get all of those dies, and then you're going to get your 2 stencils. So these are the 2 stencils that have been included, and as you've already been told, these are a different type of stencils. They're much thicker than your regular stencils. So, you know, you can emboss with them, you can stencil with them, you can do your mixed media, however you want. There are more stencils on the website, but those are the ones we've got for now. And then finally you've got... Yes, I have got the road to Siam. I thought I had the other one. There we have the paper pack. 24 sheets, 8 designs, 3 of each, and 3 of each of those designs have been foiled. So these are absolutely beautiful. There you go. Oh, did you just see there? That was the paper that Sharon just used. Isn't that gorgeous? Like you said, it's got that distressed look to it. So you've got all 24 sheets, and that is your collection. So that is £79.13 today, $114.74. But again, look at the price. If you're a platinum member, £63.30 or $91.79. An amazing price. Now the other collection we have, let me step over here, sorry. Now 35% of this has already gone. This is the original collection. This is the first of the 2 Oriental collections, and this has sold out every time it has come to air here at Crafters TV. So first of all, you're going to get your pagoda, which is beautiful, and I love that sample where they had the pagoda at different sorts of heights by trimming into it. Then you've got your stalk and all the extras. Just remember, every time I say you've got this or you've got that, there's always lots of extras going with them. You've got your koi carp, you've got your cherry blossom edger, That's the one that Sharon has just used. Then you've got your geisha. Again, that is an edger die, so it's going to cut into your cardstock. You've got your cherry blossom. There we are, all of those. I mean, there are 12 dies on there, but it's going to cut even more die cuts out because you've got those multi-dies. And then you have got your embellishments as well. And not to be outdone, you've also got your paper pack. I'm not going to lie, this is my favourite. I just love the colours. I think it's the pinks and the greys do it for me every time. Again, 8 designs, 3 of each, and 3 of each of the designs have been foiled. So this is absolutely perfect. I just love this one so much. Perfect, absolutely. So I think if you want that one is £83.99 or $128.34, but then it's going to drop down even more to $67.19 or $102.67. Now remember, a third of this collection has already sold out. It's really going so fast. We knew it would. Lots and lots of comments. Betty says, items are in my cart. How did that happen? I don't know. Mary Pat 1000, gorgeous card. Elegant and beautiful card, says 9. Carol says, uh-oh, just had to buy Road to Siam collection. It's not uh-oh, it's celebration. It's celebration. And Nye says, caved in and pushed those 2 collections out of the cart. Order placed. Hope hubby isn't home when it gets here. Jerry says, I thought Corrine was saying butter instead of Buddha. I live in Michigan. So again, we're just all coming to accents. No, hopefully it was Buddha I was saying. Buddha, not butter. So yeah, there we are. Right, Sharon, which collection are you going to do your last demo in this one?
I'm using a bit of everything.
You use it, I don't blame you.
Sorry, Johnny.
They just merge together, don't they? They are one and the same once you get them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what I've started to do here is with the cherry blossom, just start to shape my little flower. So I've done 2 little ones, so I need to do another one here. Now, to the lady who said that she hoped hubby wasn't home when her collections arrived, if he is home, you just tell him you've won a competition. That's what we do. We just say, oh, I won these in a competition.
Perfect answer.
Exactly. And then he'll say, oh, well done. And then you
win a lot of competitions.
Oh, yes, yes. I have a friend, Louise, if she's watching. Louise wins a lot of competitions, let me tell you. Or it was a free gift from a magazine if you just pay the postage, that kind of thing. So there's ways round it. There's ways round it. So just in a gold here, a satin gold. And actually, when, I do say to people, when they're like, oh, I've bought this, I do say, actually, crafting is investing in your mental well-being, because crafting has got us all through the last 2 years, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So I do say, never feel guilty and investing in your mental health, and I think that's what crafting does for lots of us. So we have 3 different flowers there. We're going to come back to those in a second. Now, this morning we used this as a mat, didn't we?
We
to create
did.
that sunset. Now, I'm thrifty. I never throw anything away. So I'm going to bring in the cherry blossom now and just ink over. So I think we have these stencils on their own, don't we, Corrine?
So yeah, these stencils are available just to buy on their own as individual items if that's what you wanted to get.
Lovely.
So there you are, you can see the details on the screen. This one is the cherry blossom and it's $4.99 or $7.24. Now you're going to have to be quick because 60% of this has already gone. So yeah, if you want to get this, then jump on. But there are lots of, a number of stencils on there as well. So, just go and have a look and see. You might want to add a few more if you're buying. Wow, how that's popped.
So
that
just using 2 colours. All I used was purple and the orange just to make that pop.
But I think having that colour around the edge as well really lifts, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So then I'm going to bring in a piece of card which is cut to fit on an A5 card. So that's going to sit now in the middle there, but I'm going to bring in a little bit more colour, and this is one of those ones where Sharon sort of makes it up as she goes along. Now, I'm going to use some purple. No, I might bring in some pink.
Okay.
Because I'm indecisive. And I'm teasing you here because these stamps we've got on the show tomorrow. So just a sneaky little look there. Sneaky little look.
Yep, you'll be doing the shows tomorrow with our Ben. So he'll be able to show you these.
And Craig's here as well tomorrow.
I'm sure they might be on the website. Maybe not if they're tomorrow's, but you can have a look. You might be able to find them.
So
on there.
these are the Hair in Bloom, or make a note of them because these are coming tomorrow.
That ink is exactly the same colour as your nail varnish.
It is, isn't it? Actually, yeah. I am a pink person. So what I'm going to do with that is pop some clear embossing powder on as well. I'll do this very carefully without getting it everywhere. Without it blowing away.
That's a thick card, isn't it? So
it is.
not as easy to fold.
And I didn't want it to blow away in the fan.
So you're quite happy, because once that embossing powder's on, the embossing, the ink has done its business, it's holding it.
Yeah.
You don't have to heat emboss it straight away.
No.
You can just leave it while you do all of your others and then do one heat emboss at the end.
Exactly. And I'm using oxides, which you can then use to emboss with as well, because they stay that little bit wet for a little while. So that's going to go into there. And then we're just going to heat that up. We're just going to put the lid on that so I don't knock it anywhere. So we'll just... Ooh, things all go flying now.
Yeah.
And I love embossing. I think, you know, however long you've been crafting, there's something magic about embossing.
It never
get bored of it.
does it?
No, never get bored of it.
And then what you can see, now that's starting to go, how you can almost chase it, can't you, and just watch it come through.
So just down here as well. So this is part of a stamp set you'll see tomorrow.
Very pretty. It works really well
So
with it,
just give you a little...
It's almost like very fine cherry blossom.
Sneaky peek, yep. So that's what we're looking at so far. And then I'm going to bring in, I think, this stencil too.
We're almost going into mixed media territory here, aren't we?
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, mixed media doesn't have to be lots of pastes and, you know, MDF and things. Mixed media can be your stencil, your ink, a bit of ribbon, you know, if you're using resins, that kind of thing. You know, there's always, you know, mixed media can be just very simple.
Don't be afraid that you don't have to use the whole of the stencil. Just use a little corner. Just use an element. I think that you're getting, on this project, the effect you're getting just because you've used such a small corner of it is really what makes it.
And that's the same with the dies as well. You know, don't feel you have to use all your dye. If it won't fit your project, snip it down and change it up. Experiment is what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's going to go onto there. I'm going to use...
I looked at that at first, I was thinking, oh, there's a lot of white on that. I can't see how that's
what is she doing? What is she doing? So then I'm bringing in another stamp set. And I'm going to use, this is the stamp set that will be on the show tomorrow as well. So sneaky little peek there for you. This is really pretty. And I've taken one of the words that says fierce. So I'm now going to go for my black VersaFine. So, and then I'm going to pop that down the bottom here, I think.
Brilliant.
Down there. Then we're going to start to assemble this and add the finishing touches. So A5 cardstock. Stuck on to The glue's drying up in the fan.
It's here, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Let's grab a new one. And I did, to be fair, I did just leave the top off there for quite a while, so it's gone to sleep. Let's try this one. There we go, that's better. So that's then going to go onto a black, I told you I use loads of black cardstock.
Ah, yeah.
So that's going to go onto the black.
Perfect.
And
again, just making it pop, doesn't it? Giving that little border.
It does. If Alison Beebe's watching this afternoon, she loves it when I do this, just make cards up as I go along. And it's Alison's birthday today, I noticed on
birthday,
Facebook, so
Alison.
happy birthday to Alison. I know
Crafty Angie says, on the last card with the orchids, did Sharon colour the orchids? Yes, she did. At the beginning, she just used a like a creamy pearlescent card and just added a little bit of pink. There you go, there's one there. Just so a little bit of pink before it was assembled.
Yes. Yeah, so just a pearlescent cardstock and just a little bit of pink ink in the middle. And I think it just looks really natural doing that. It looks lovely.
Yeah.
Right, so...
Violet says the stencils and orchid dies just fell into her basket. And Michelle Walsh says, we love sneaky peeks. We certainly do, Michelle.
There's a lot of falling in baskets going on this afternoon.
Yeah.
Well done, ladies.
It's that wonky shelf. They all keep falling off the wonky shelf.
That's it. That's it. So that's on there. Then I'm going to bring in the dragon, which is why I chose the word fierce. So again, look at him just popped on that colour. He is beautiful, isn't he?
Right, now, just need to tell you that we've still got another hour and 20 minutes just on these, and there's another 3 and a bit hours of today's live shows, and we're already at 40% of this Oriental Escapade has already gone. So this is the one with the 7 die sets and the 1 paper pad. So you've got the pagoda, you've got the crane, the koi, the cherry blossom edger, the geisha, the cherry blossom die set and the embellishment set along with the paper pad. That one has already gone by, sold out of 40%. That's amazing, that. Absolutely amazing effect.
A little bit of fire coming out of the dragon's mouth as well. Just lift him up to pop that behind. Just hold that in place for a moment. And then we're going to go back to our flowers that we made to start with and just finish it off with
so is that the same gold as you've used for his fire?
Yes.
Yeah, just ties it all in, doesn't it?
Yeah. I would have perhaps done these in gold, but I didn't bring my gold embossing powder, so we went for pink instead.
Fair enough. But it doesn't look wrong at all. I think it looks nicer having that extra colour on.
I do love a bit of pink. You can't go wrong with a bit of pink,
can
you? So we just add those flowers.
The power of 3, that's what we need.
There. Oh yes, got to have things in 3s, haven't we?
Yep.
And also you've got leaves in the cherry blossom as well. So I've just die cut one of those in black. So bring in the black back in too. Pop that under there. Manage not to blast these away, so I have got my little leaves as well. Just again in 3s.
Yeah.
3 little leaves just to pop down there. One more down here.
Perfect.
And there we have our fierce dragon.
Excellent. That is absolutely perfect. I love the dimension. It's almost like a really oriental moon, isn't it, with a dragon in front of it. That is beautiful. Right, now, you lovely lot at home, you've got the onerous task of deciding on the demo of the show. So, what have we got? Have you got have you got Craig's there?
I haven't got Craig's, no.
Oh, I wonder if we can see it.
Are they on his...
Just give me a minute and have a look. Come off set. Let me see if I can see it. Oh, I can see it. I can see it. I can see it. It's on the counter. I've got it. Oh, found it. Found it. Sorry about that walking off when you were doing that. Right. So, demo 1 is Craig's. It's that gorgeous craft along with the 3-in-1 creator cards. This is going to be our birthday card for our Debbie, whose birthday is next week. Brilliant. And then card 2 is the sort of rusty tone ones with the orchid on.
Orchids, yeah.
Absolutely beautiful. So that's 2. And 3 is the dragon. He is magnificent, fierce, as it says on the card. So those are your 3 choices. 1 or 2 or 3 over there. So please have a look, for there. Now, just as Crafty Angie is saying, gorgeous, I'm saving this show for when my order comes in. So that's what we always say to you. That's what you can do. You can watch these back at any time you want. And Leslie said, I just want the stamp that says fierce. Well, tomorrow, Leslie, tomorrow. Oh, that's right, getting the right one. This is the Escapade, and this has definitely been the most popular. 45% of this stock has gone. So I think Sharon's going to be back later, but maybe it will disappear shortly after that. So she'll be back at 7. You'll see Craig and myself at 6, and then back at 8 as well. So first of all, you're going to have the embellishments. Beautiful. You've got the fans, the parasols, the lanterns, the bunting, all of those elements. Then you're going to have the cherry blossom. There you go, and you've seen that just being used. Then you're going to have the geisha edger, which is lovely, and you see we saw that paper piece this morning. Then you've got the cherry blossom edger. There we go, again another beautiful die. You've got the koi carp. And don't forget, he has his sort of foundation layer die as well. So does the crane. So you've got the 2 dies around the crane, so you can cut out the mats. And then you've also got the pagoda, which I think is beautiful. And on top of that, you've also got your paper pack, which is a 24-sheet paper pack, 8 designs, 3 of which have been foiled, and you're going to get 3 of all of the designs. These are beautiful, so pretty. Love that colour palette. I think it is wonderful. So if you've got any more comments, oh right, now the winner of the show is 3. Oh, number 3. You weren't expecting that. Absolutely gorgeous. That's our lovely fierce dragon. Oh, Sharon, it's getting close. You've got two of the 3 contenders. Who's going to win? Who's going to win? Right. So, thank you, Sharon. So you've got a couple of hours now to go and have a bit of tea. Put your feet up. At 6 o'clock, myself and Craig will be back with Creative Cravings. We've got so much. We've got word cutting dies. We've got easels, lattice folding. Oh, we've got a lovely hero tool. We've got paper packs and textured cards. And we'll talk a bit more about that Totally Tiffany deal that you can pick up, where the more you spend, the more you save. So I hope you can join us back at 6 for Creative Cravings, 7 with Sharon, and back for a bit more Creative Cravings at 8 with Craig and myself. So we're going to go and have a little break. It won't be long for myself because I shall be back very shortly. If you want this, either of these Oriental collections, then I wouldn't wait too long because they really are selling, and we always find that once the show's gone and everyone's stopped watching the demos, that's when they start buying really fast. So I expect to see some massive stock updates when we come back at 7. So if you want to see a couple more demos, you've got another couple. Oh yes, you've still got about 4 demos left, haven't you? She's got loads of demos left. So yeah, Sharon will be back, so will Craig and myself, and then you join us. We would love to see you. We'll go all through your comments. Thank you for voting. Thank you for joining in. And please share your craft along makes if you have crafted along too. I forgot to say that earlier. Put them on my page or Craig's page, and we would love to see them, and we will reshare them where we can. So for now, that's this show done, and we'll be back at 6 o'clock. Ta-ra for now.